Come on. Up. Good girl. There's my good girl. There she is. Cinnamon. There's my big, beautiful girl. As people keep pointing out to me, they haven't seen you in forever. And people get mad. People get mad when they don't get a cinnamon fix. They get so mad. Where is cinnamon? We want we want cinnamon. Well, there she is. I know. Who's my good girl? Hey everybody, welcome to your Thursday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Today's check-in will be for the past, present, and future. That is a 5-card baseline, followed up with partial and sometimes full clarifiers. I know, past, present, and future really isn't a check-in. It really isn't. It can be full-on readings. Honestly, it kind of depends, on where the reading takes me and what I think of it. And sometimes I push it, and sometimes it wraps itself up quite nicely. But yeah, they tend to run long. But anyway, expect partial, if not full clarifiers, oracles, as well as charms. With this reading type, as with all tarot, take what resonates, leave what does not. And do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all. I know that's frustrating, but it's also normal. If that happens, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Okay, I said I would keep the intro short, and I want to. Just to reassure you all, I'm well, my family's well. Okay, we had the opportunity to physically check in with each other this last weekend, so that was nice. We all kind of needed that time with each other, family, and just to connect and reassure each other we're all doing well and that we're all okay, that kind of thing. And that was good. It was really nice quality time to spend with each other. I, as always, continue to remain busy. Yeah, quite a bit. So just FYI, I don't know if I'm getting sorts out this week. Sorts typically are the first thing to kind of fall to the wayside, depending on the length of my work schedule. And it's been pretty full these past couple weeks. My dance card has been incredibly full. So have patience, please. If they don't come out this week, the priority, like always, are the check-ins. And then, of course, putting some time aside so I can do the next round of in-depth reads, But there you go with shorts. Regardless, I will see you for the Sunday check-in. Of course, I will see you at your sign. But yeah, I said I'd keep the intro short. And here we are. I think I've done a pretty decent job. Oh, and for those of you who would like an update about what's going on here in Central Texas because you're invested, for one reason or another, you're invested, or you just want to know, outro, okay? I will do my best to keep that brief as well. And just FYI, at some point, that one, I think, that salt lamp, the bulb burnt out and I didn't catch it. So for like half the readings, I think, even though I can see it, it didn't register. So there you go. For half the readings, it's off, and then the other half, it clicked. I'm like, I see. Just FYI. Okay. If you're so inclined, if you'd like an update, outro. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. All right? And I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, you're up first. Show me, Leo, please. What's going on for? Hopefully, you've begun to feel your collective energy rise, which is very normal prior to entering the season. Kind of like pregame energy. That's how I think of it. What's going on, please? Show me, Leo. The Knights of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, present day, the Wheel of Fortune, yeah. Before you, the Ace of Swords, outcome is the Queen of Swords. Wow, you know what? Your opening energy is like, I'm good. Talk about rising energy, just feeling good about you. That's where you've been, right? It's looking like recent past, not long-term past, but let's keep going. The point is that you're familiar, the Leo I'm looking at, you're familiar with this energy. Knights of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles, I feel good. I like being me. You have a certain energy attached to you that says, I go with the flow, I'm light, I'm lighthearted, I got a fast foot, My energy kind of precedes me, but you also are kind of grounded, independent, someone who knows thyself, Nine of Pentacles, and what it is that you can do. You're very comfortable existing in your own space and on your own terms, and I like that. It speaks to one, again, your independence and being familiar with your own energy and how you like to spend that energy. And yeah, it's a little bit for the self, and yeah, it's a little bit on my own, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you know that's who you are, if that's who you are and what you're about, and you're comfortable with it, that's all that matters, okay? The Wheel of Fortune in present day, something's catching up to you now. Like, now. Ooh, what's that? I don't know. But it gives you a good think. Eight of Swords, you're like, So it gives you a good think. Whatever this is that is being presented to you now on your timeline, it is something that you are familiar with, but represents a sort of stuckness, Eight of Swords. And perhaps you left it alone, perhaps you thought you'd never have any resolution towards it, but you're thinking about it now. It's caught up to you now, Eight of Swords. Perhaps it's something you personally just didn't feel you'd ever get any resolve for or work through. It looks like an old question to me. It's giving you a good think now. But you seem to be determined to work through it with the Queen of Swords there. It's like, I wasn't equipped to answer this question in the past, but I am now. And so you are. I wonder what it is. We're going to go ahead and combine the Knights of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles for you. I tell you, cards are a bit jumpy today. Page of Wands, Page of Cups, the High Priestess. Wow. You kind of have a fly by the seat of your pants energy. At least in the recent past you did. You really just listen to you. I don't mean that as an insult. I don't want you to take it as one. It's just really, honestly, I'm looking at a Leo that's just straight up, you listen to yourself. You consulted me, myself, and I. That's it. You know, what other people are doing, thinking, or feeling, you're like, that's their business. I'm all about my business. And business for you in the past was good. Like, you were really only concerned with yourself. And in that respect of, I'm responsible for me, and that's all that matters. My energy and how I'm feeling on any given day, that's what matters. I don't know about what I was doing yesterday. I'm living for today. You know? Whatever so-and-so is doing is what they're doing. This is what I'm doing. You took care of yourself, don't get me wrong, Nine of Pentacles. You very much lived a past where you saw to your own needs. Okay? And that did well for you. Can't say you didn't, right? You did a lot on your own. And you kept your energy to yourself first and foremost. Some might look at this and say it's leaning into a kind of selfish energy. I'm looking at it and, you know what? You might have kept yourself to yourself. You might have been a lone Leo for a long time. But I can't argue with the results. It worked for you. Okay? You have a certain exuberance in your energy in the past that says, look, I'm a wild, free Leo, but I also do my own thing. I'm grounded too. You know, if I want to put my energy into work and fly solo in that respect, that's what I'm going to do. If I want to put my personal energy into something more personable, I'll do that too. Whatever feels right. You kept yourself to yourself and you listened to yourself. But yeah, you very much in the past lived in a space that was just occupied by you. You were the only real resident. Like I said, you consulted yourself first and foremost above anything else or anyone else, I believe. So, gosh, you really had a kind of closed feedback loop. This is what I'm feeling. Therefore, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm feeling. Therefore, this is what I'm going to do. You had a certain lightness attached to you. But it did well for you, like I said. You looked happy in the past and secure. But you let's be clear about this, you very, very, very much did your own thing. Okay? You very much did your own thing and you're comfortable with it. A lot of people are not comfortable doing their own thing. They always got to be with somebody or doing something, you know. For some reason, true independence, true individuation can scare the shit out of some people. It's like, I can't do anything on my own. Like something as simple as going to the movies by yourself. Going out to dinner by yourself, that intimidates a lot of people. Constructively building anything on one's own can scare the hell out of some people. Not that, Leo. It's pretty good. That's, you know, but it worked for you. Like I said, some people might interpret it as selfish and closed off, but you looked happy. Happy and competent. That's a nice combination if you ask me. Happy and competent. It's a choice to share your life with someone, you know? And in your past, that's just not where you were. The Wheel of Fortune. All right, what's catching up to you in present day? Justice, Five of Wands, and the Hermit. Ah, an old argument. An old argument that you perhaps thought had no resolve is coming back to you in terms of there's an opportunity to resolve it. And it does actually look like a legit resolve. We have Justice here. We have the Hermit. That's pretty freaking legit resolve. This is either a kind of karmic balance that kind of suggests spiritual implications, deep lessons learned. Okay, it's like it's about time this conflict was resolved, or it could be something technical, legal. But it's very official. It's very legit. And it is a complication of the past that represents an old argument, Five of Wands. It's coming back to you, something perhaps once upon a time you said you can't be bothered with it, you won't get involved in it, or you have nothing to do with it. Or frankly, it's a tangle that just won't be undone no matter what you did or didn't do. So once upon a time you left this alone. In some way it's coming back. In some fashion it's coming back. Perhaps you feel that you can personally readdress this now. But I don't think that's the case. I think there's an opportunity that is presenting itself as, Leo, this old subject, this old argument, this old technical difficulty, it can be worked through now. That's how I'm seeing it, actually. It is what looks like an excellent opportunity to balance an old issue. It's your choice to participate. Okay? Ace of Swords. The old stuckness there. The old, I can't see a solution. Solution's being presented. You're not so convinced, though. It seems to be you're not so convinced. That's why I don't think you're prompting it. Otherwise, that Eight of Swords wouldn't be there. What's going on? Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords, and Knight of Cups. Can you trust opening up to this? And it's not necessarily, I'm not necessarily reading it as in love. I'm saying vulnerability. And that could apply to any situation. So this is where I like to point out to people, no, it does not have to be about being in love here. It's love is on the line. And that is anybody whom you might potentially share emotional connectivity with. That includes family and friends. That requires some level of emotional trust and vulnerability as well. So it's like, you're showing me mental conflict. Can I open up to this? Okay. You kind of made it clear you're comfortable doing your own thing. You are comfortable flying solo. This you find challenging because a solution is being presented, a balance is being presented, and I must say in a very authentic, legit way. Can your heart trust it? Yes or no? Okay? That's it. Can your heart trust it? Can you allow yourself to trust opening to this? To be emotionally present, to be emotionally invested in the solution, to be vulnerable towards it. And you're like, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords. Ugh! It's an old conflict for you. To make yourself truly available, to be truly emotionally invested, to trust. That's the conflict you're showing me. Because this requires you to trust it from the heart in order to make this balance happen, this contractual or karmically contractual balance happen to find peace with this subject. You'd have to believe in it. You have to will yourself to believe in it. And that's where you went, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords. Queen of Swords. What you thinking? Will you allow yourself to open up? Will you allow yourself to trust this particular process that's being presented, and I must say, a spectacular way? What you thinking? Okay. Three of Wands, Three of Cups, Two of Wands. You're willing to consider it. Long story short, it's like you're looking at this from a logical point of view. Okay, all right. This has crossed oceans of time to catch up to me, it seems. What are the odds of that? I see you choosing to communicate. I see you choosing to connect. I'm not telling you have to. But when you kind of work through your own fears about I have to be open to this in order to choose balance with whatever that old situation is, or the old argument is asking me to trust it, I understand that's a difficult subject for me. But I'm looking at this, and what are the odds that this was going to come back to me and present itself as a solution? What were the odds of that? Huh. If that's true, then perhaps I can meet it where it is. Because it seems like whatever this is, honey, what it represents in the past is going out of its way to catch up with you. And you're kind of taking that into consideration. It's like, what are the odds? And like, yeah. It represents and triggers old fears in me about being emotionally available and trusting this. It's an old argument and a wound that didn't close. So I could see why you'd be hesitant. But you're looking at it reasonably. It's like, okay, I can be present with this. That's a choice. Two of Wands, Three of Wands, Three of Cups. This caught up to me. That's not a coincidence. And I see my hesitation around this. It's hard. I recognize that. But I can handle it. And you can. Okay? You're choosing to be open to this. You're choosing to communicate. You are choosing to consult other than just yourself. You want to trust this. I think you're going to allow yourself a little bit, to do so, to interact with it. Once more, I'm not telling you what to do. You get to choose, but I think you're making a good choice. I do. Whatever that is, very rarely does something present itself so nice and neat as a difficult situation that at long last has the opportunity to rectify itself and to balance itself, karmically or otherwise. It represents something to do for some of you family. Okay? A family member, something to do with home that you moved out of sync with some time ago. This was a fate thing, divine intervention. It was going to happen. Okay? You think of it as a divine detour, if you must. But this was meant to come back up. And it seems to represent a fragment of home. Perhaps something, again, you've written off and say, there will be no solution to that. There never has been, there never will be. I can't trust it. The idea of trusting that situation ever again freaks me out. The idea of me ever opening up to causes me mental confusion. But there's something about the sincerity you see in this proposal, this opportunity. It resonates with you, it clicks with you. And for once, and perhaps in a long time in your history, you're choosing to open up to this and connect to it. Okay? 50, Spirit of the River, going with the flow for some of you. Didn't fully, okay. That's what I'm looking for. 49, Skywriting, the Fates. Oh my, yes. Yeah, that's a couple of times, yes, the Fate. Oh, yes. So this was meant to come on through. What you do with it, your choice. How you choose to connect with it, speak to it, emotionally open towards it, these are all choices with different layers and different depths for each of you. But I can tell you this one was outside of your control. This was meant to come back up again on your timeline, but it represents a divine opportunity to balance with what perhaps you thought was impossible to balance with. Okay? It does seem to be matters of the home. This one has more to do with career, in case anybody gets some career energy today, so we're going to go ahead and exclude that. We have B, R, Y, the medallion of Libra. There it is again. For some of you, FYI, this is your timeline. When I say present, the Wheel of Fortune doesn't abide by the same laws as we do in our human thinking. So for those of you who want a little bit more of a timeline, we could be saying Virgo into Libra season. We have the medallion of Libra once more. So by your present, it could be in a couple of, like a month or so from now. But yeah, you might have some very strong Libra in your chart, could be connecting to, or like I said, the season might be important to you. And then we have the butterfly, sign of transformation. Indeed, whatever the situation is of the past has transformed in many ways. I think you see that for yourself. You reflect on it. You find some trust for it. Again, choice. Okay? You may not know until you know. All right, Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, what's up? Show me Sagittarius, please. Okay. King of Swords in the past, rising into the Ten of Cups. Present day, Three of Swords. I am sorry. Before you, the Knights of Pentacles. The outcome is the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm going to get this thing back on track. King of Swords and the Ten of Cups. You know, not too long ago, you're like, you know what? This is what it's all about. Okay, my inner circle. And where I find myself in it. King of Swords. It's like, I know it's important. I've sorted that part out. You know? I've figured out what the meaning of my particular life is. And right now you're saying, it's Ten of Cups. You know? This is what matters. Logically speaking, this is what matters. Okay? This is what should receive the best of my attentions, the best of my focus. Again, more like recent past here. Like this is what counts in life. Ten of Cups. Harmonization. Love, support between myself and those that matter in my life. Family, friends, whoever that is to you. Okay? You get to designate. Could be 2 people, could be 200. It's not a competition. It's just... this is where I find myself these days. And it's a good decision. You're right. Three of Swords, present day. There is some pain there. Now, Three of Swords, heartbreak. We'll see what that is. But ever so slowly, Knight of Pentacles. Again, you seem to readjust your thoughts and your intentions. And it gets redirected into, again, this concept of this is what matters. Ten of Pentacles. So, for the Sag I'm looking at, you're deeply connected. Okay? You have a lot going on for you. In terms of what you're connected to and why. There's a wealth of activity in there. A lot of social connectivity. And then also real-world activity as well. So, family, friends, yes. Work, yes. Career, of course. But, network, resources, community. And you choose it over and over again. It's like you can't go wrong. It's a safe bet. Again, I don't disagree. Not at all. But I want to know where that Three of Swords is coming from. Okay? I like that you don't hang out there forever. You don't succumb to it. But it is a sticking point in what is otherwise a quite prosperous Sag. King of Swords, Ten of Cups. We're going to go ahead and combine those. Knight of Swords, Seven of Cups, and the Star. It's your dream. You are living under your dream, and you know this. You operate under that continuously. It is a point of fixation for some of you. This is everything I've ever wanted, and I take action towards it daily. It's like, I am very aware of what I have. This is the dream. Everybody wants this dream. I actually have it. Good for you. That's beautiful. I keep myself open and available to this all day, every day. When you show up, you show up. Swiftly, promptly, wherever you're needed, there you are. And you're like, that's a choice. I agree with you, it is a choice. And it's a focus for you too. Like you had that conversation with yourself a long time ago. This is what matters. Okay? And also like that Metallica song, Nothing Else Matters. This is what life is all about right here. Like you are very content. You're very present, mentally present and emotionally present. You're like, this is my dream. I'm living it. That's beautiful. So you have so much going on there emotionally. Who you love and why, who you're connected to and why. And then apparently 3D as well. Well, that's lovely, honey. I'm very happy for you. And you're right. Everybody wants that dream of kind of like that happily ever after and being just so supported in this life and loved in this life. And you have it. You're like, you know, and you know, and you know you have it. You don't take it for granted. Big difference. People who don't acknowledge what they have tend to want more and more of what they already have. So you seem to be quite aware of it. So what's this Three of Swords about in present day? And you're happy. You know you're happy, but that doesn't mean you're not subject to heartbreak, of course. Let's say that Three of Swords. Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the Devil. I see. Well, you know, not all offers are good offers or what's in our best interest. You didn't want that one anyway. I promise. Okay. I know you thought you did. I'll tell you why you thought you wanted that offer. Because on the surface, this is probably what you saw. Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups. This is probably what you didn't see. Whatever this is, I promise you, you're going to be glad you didn't take it, or in some way it fizzled out or didn't work out. It's no good. I feel like somebody flashed you with possibility that they couldn't make good on, or this looks a lot like perception to me, like an outward flex of this is what I could do, this is what I could offer, but nah, I'm not going to do it. It doesn't look very healthy. It looks like some sort of emotional proposal for the best, or I'm open to love, or I'm open to the best, I want the best, or I'm offering you the best, or I'm tempting you into thinking that I have the best to offer, that I'm actually available to you, but I'm not. I'm not really. I don't know what this is, but it's a false offer. It's coming from a bad place. It looks like it's open and available, but it really isn't. It's looking like a perception job to me. This is what I want you to see, but I'm going to disappoint you. I want you to think I'm available. I want you to think my heart's on the line. I want you to think I'm open to giving and receiving love in the best possible way, but I'm actually not, though. It looks like a perception job, a fantasy, illusion, or someone who just had very poor intent. This is a flash job. So this is the best. It's the best of the best. And I want you to think it's the best. I have best intention. I have best heart. I have a heart of gold. And I got gold, too. If it's so great, then why does it hurt so bad? I don't know. Whatever that is, it's dressed up real nice. But it's full of shit. All right. Knights of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. And you must know this in some way, honey. I did see that as an outside offering. I don't believe that was you. No. Because you you did show me who you are. You believe in long-lasting happiness. specifically doing your part to sustain it. You see yourself as an active participant and family in your emotional constructs and love, friendship, whatever they are to you. You're saying it's your dream and you take it seriously. You give it the best of your literal attentions every day. So no, excuse me, I don't think it was you giving out shit offers to people that are not authentic. No, I don't. I think that was outside of you. Okay. That one's dressed up real nice. My heart's totally available. I'm a cat. And I want you to believe that. I need you to believe that with the devil. You know, I said it's a flash job. Do you know what a flash tattoo is? I have a couple of custom tattoos. I don't do replicants of anything, no. But flash tattoos are just exactly that. It's for people who are thinking about tattoos. So they put very common small ones out there, and they look cool at the moment, you know. But it's just to get your attention. I feel like this one was to get your attention. It looks like a kind of flex to me. It's full of shit. It's false offer. I say false offers all the time, but I just... Well... That one's a bit larger than life. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard for you to move on. 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, but 9 of Pentacles. Slowly but surely you find your footing again. Don't get me wrong. You really have to force yourself not to look backwards at that. Page of Swords, like you won't allow it. I will not allow my eye to wander back onto the past. I reject that. And you find that the hardest part because you keep looking backwards like, I could have had that. No, honey. You could have, but what if you had taken it seriously? Or if it had taken, what if that person had taken their own offer seriously? What if they had taken their own bullshit seriously? Imagine how much further down the road you would have been, still hoping for them to make good on that offer. Look where you're coming from. You believe in long-lasting emotional commitments and doing your part. You're active. King of Swords, Knight of Swords, that's pretty fucking active over an emotional construct. And it's your dream. You have it. You have love, you have support, you have deep emotional connectivity. Whatever this is, wants you to believe it had the potential for deep emotional connectivity. It did not. So I don't blame you for looking backwards like, really? I couldn't have that? What if? No. And there's something about Sag, get your shit together, keep your eyes forward. I know it's hard, but it wasn't legit, it wasn't real. And that's what I need you to remember as you continue to, even if it's I don't care. Even if you are begrudgingly moving forward, you still move it forward. And I know it's hard. It's hard because you're so tempted to cast the eye back on the past. And I'm making progress. I'm making progress. I promise you, what you are having to force yourself to walk away from it might look like larger than life, but it looks really hollow to me. Again, the proof is in the pudding, right? Look at your broken heart. How great could it have been? It wanted you to believe it was available. At the highest of highest, too. Nah. I feel like they were teasing you with that offer, teasing you with that heart space. I could love you deeply. Let's stick around in this situation bullshit until eventually you stop believing me. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. So you keep on keeping on. The thing is that you keep on keeping on. It wasn't really yours, and you wouldn't have wanted it anyway. Not really, if you knew what it really was. And that's probably what's plaguing you. It's what plagues most people. They think about what if or what could have been. Not with this. Not with this, no. I'd rather you have a broken heart than have broken your dreams. Okay? All right, 10 of Pentacles, because you can recover from a broken heart. But it's much harder to recover from a shattered dream. Look at all that peace you have and love. real love. They're the people who love and support you, and you're there for you are there for them without question. It's beautiful. Okay. The High Priestess, the Nine of Cups. Temperance, beautiful. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You, baby. Look at you. And you're like, look at you in future. This is you in future. You keep on. Even if you're pissed, you keep on. Okay? Keep on. You're going to be all right. Ten of Pentacles. You know intuitively, honey. You're not stupid. There you are. High Priestess, literally you. All right? Temperance with the Nine of Cups. You know what your place is. You know this is good for you. You know this is healthy. You're so deeply connected. For all the right reasons and to the right people, and that includes yourself. This is who you are. Love yourself. Give yourself peace, tranquility in what you have, for it is rich indeed. You are well connected indeed, and you are loved, respected, admired. You know this. Whatever this is, if it had any real intent of respecting you and loving you, it wouldn't have done what it did. It made you think it was something more than it was, and it wasn't. So yeah, I don't begrudge you for that anger. I don't begrudge you for that frustration, because you really thought it meant something. I know you did. But this is what means something. Okay? That's the real stuff. That's the good stuff right there. This is your wish. Look at that peace. I know you may not feel it now, but you are heading that direction of peace over this subject. I promise you. And not only that, what you're so connected to is phenomenal. I think that's why they showed up. They saw what you had, wanted to feel it, wanted to think or pretend they were part of it. Like they could invest. I think they wanted to feel part of it, but not actually make good on it. No. Okay, avoidance, stalemate. Yeah, no, it never got real. Avoidance of the offer, real offer of love. There was a constant stalemate. There's a reason why. It's like they were teasing you with that cup, that realness of emotion. Oh, any day now, I'll make myself more available to you. Any day now, I'm worth it. I'm totally a catch. Yeah, they might be, but no. No, it was avoidance of the real offer. It's like, oh yeah, you got all that to offer? Where is it? Did you ever say you loved me once? Did you ever give me something real once? Real time, real energy, real effort, real sacrifice? Did you ever make yourself really available to me? Because it seems to me you avoided the main subject, which was love. Yeah, I agree. It was a stalemate. It was a trap. Whale song resonating. Oh, yeah. You're either on point with that or you're not, right? 61. Whale song resonating. Also speaks once more to intuition, which you are. Literally, you are intuitive. You knew. You knew whatever this was going to play the hot foot game, never really commit to feeling, never really express itself, never really show up. But they promised, their energy was like, oh, but I have so much more. No, you don't. No, you don't. No. Eventually, people blow their cover stories, if it's a cover story. If it's a cover story, if all that somebody has to work with is they eventually blow it. You can't sustain the falseness. You just can't, because it's bullshit. You never live up to it. V, Q, we have the dove. I know, I see that for you in future, which isn't too far out from now. Peace over this subject. The dolphins, the twins, the playfulness, the heart. I know you thought you found someone like you. It may be under different circumstances that might have been true, but... they're full of shit or falseness. We have the medallions of Taurus, Capricorn, and Leo. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to. Their season might be important to you. Saggy, honey, you're doing the right thing. You're heading in the right direction. I just want you to know that. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, what's up? Show me Aries, please. What's going on for Aries? Okay, past, the star, rising into the Two of Cups, present day, Seven of Cups, Nine of Pentacles before you, outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. It's interesting. In the beginning, there's something here you greatly desired, very much so. wished upon a star kind of energy, you know? Hopes, dreams, desires. It involves feelings here. 2 of Cups. Some of you strongly desire an emotional union, okay? The chance to connect with it, to build into it, to wish upon it, to heal with it. I don't quite know. But you asked for that space to exist, and in some way it did. And in present day, I see you, 7 of Cups, opening up to feelings here. Exercising options. Allowing yourself to feel everything. Okay? 9 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. I see you choosing to walk on your own. Okay? I don't know why. Let's take a look. The Star, 2 of Cups. We're going to go ahead and combine those. Mind you, choosing to walk on your own or go your own way is an option. So, just in case that's freaking anybody out, I am not telling you what you're going to do. It's something you have yet to really consider, contemplate, or arrive to your own decision on. I'm saying a particular outcome of that 7 of Cups, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, you know? Is it right for you, yes or no? You may not resonate. The Star, 2 of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune. The Emperor, you. 9 of Pentacles. Gosh, such a strong sense of self. 9 of Pentacles is something you're very familiar with. You're not afraid to be on your own. Let's be clear. You're also not afraid to be on your own and calling the shots. Let's be clear about that as well. With the Emperor there and the 9 of Pentacles, you are very much the that person. You know, you feel more comfortable calling the shots. I see that. And in many ways, that's good that you know that about yourself. You want to be that person who bears the responsibility. You don't seem to have a problem with it. You can be commanding, yes. Authoritative, yes. But there's something here, the Wheel of Fortune, in the past, in your own past, caught up to you in the past. While you're over there being kind of a independent badass, right? Something of the past caught up to you, and it's something your heart always kind of longed for in some way. So I don't quite know what that is to you. It looks like an opportunity to express connectivity with someone else. You had wished for it in some way, hoped for it, desired it in some way, and then you found that it caught up to you in time. It's like having a second past in your past. Does that make sense? There's something here we long for, to emotionally harmonize with, to develop some sort of union with, to bridge that gap with, and it caught up to you. And you found yourself personally involved in it, you know? And it's coming across like a dream come true. I didn't ever think that would happen. I'd ever have the opportunity to connect with you or make peace with you or harmonize with you or connect to you in that way again. Something like that. Maybe to heal. But indeed, it caught up to you. I hope it was good. I do. It meant something to you, I know that. 7 of Cups, present day. Oh, you have such a strong personality, don't you? Much, much more comfortable calling the shots. This Aries is very independent nature, but also I like to be in charge of myself. I like to be in control of me, you know. I'd like to think I know what I'm doing in this life kind of energy, right? Temperance, 5 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups. For a while, it pleased you personally to mend this. It did. Truly, you tried to keep yourself open to it. And the present is also stretched out. So this wasn't just like within the past week. That temperance is some time you emotionally invested in keeping yourself open to this, because you said it would personally please you. It is your kind of form of wish fulfillment, okay? Through your own energetic admission, if you will, in your past. It personally pleased you, and even now in this moment, to this day, I see you exercising your emotional and spiritual right to keep yourself open and available to this. You said it, to do so is your choice, and it gives you peace. That's what you're trying to do, no matter how difficult it is, to address that 5 of Pentacles with this person. But that was a long present, okay, with an even longer past attached to it. There's a lot to work with here. In the past, present, and future. 9 of Pentacles and the Knights of Pentacles. So, why do I see you, after so much consideration at the emotional level and the spiritual level of being available to this, do I see you going on your own? Here I go again on my own. Who is that? White Snake. After a while, the big 80s hair bands, you know, the big hair bands from the 80s, after a while they start to merge. I'm so thankful I was there to appreciate it, though. So yeah, you're showing me that. Here I go again on my own. Like a twister, I was born to walk alone. Okay, what's up? What is indeed going on? To be clear, you don't have a problem going your own way. You don't. Ah, Devil. 3 of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Oh, because you arrived to your own conclusion. I don't disagree with it because of how much time you spent with this. I'm not saying the nuances of how you arrived to this conclusion. I'll grant you that. Fair. Fair. This is a consolidated reading. It's a check-in, guys. It's not an in-depth. So no, I'm not saying the nuances, but you're saying you know enough that you have to leave it. You're saying whatever this is a poor friendship. It has a poor attachment to friendship. It meant, and it hurts to look at this because it meant so much to you. It's like it's a dream come true. To connect with this person. Again, I'm going to say the word again because of the Wheel of Fortune. And the Star and 2 of Cups. That's not a light attachment to you. Okay, and you know yourself pretty damn well. 9 of Pentacles with the Emperor. That is literally someone who knows themselves very well. He's saying it meant a lot to you personally to see this in your life again, to interact with it. So therefore it was a choice to you to keep yourself spiritually and emotionally available to this. And you said, I was happy to do it. It gave me a sense or feeling of peace, if nothing else, to try to work through this 5 of Pentacles. But there's something here about working through that break with whoever this represents. And it may not be a person of intimate value. I just know it's someone whom it meant a lot to you to see again, to connect with again. You never thought you would or something like that. Okay. But there's somewhere here in this space of you choosing to be open to this, that you gained enough experience to understand unequivocally with the Ace of Swords that it's a poor attachment. The Devil of 3 of Pentacles. You're like, I know what this is. God knows I kept myself open to this down to the 11th hour just for me to understand this is what it was. You're like, once upon a time, would give a lot, anything to heal with this and to connect with it. And I kept myself open to it, and this is what I learned in that journey. This is what it amounts to. A very poor friendship indeed. Where we're attached for the wrong reasons, or I'm part of someone's problem, or I'm the problem. There's a pattern of a problem here. I don't want to be a part of someone's pattern, or I don't want to keep this in my life because of my own patterns. Now, to be clear, you kind of showed me who you are. You really value choice. You showed me that several times. I'm an individual. I can choose for myself. And so you have, if you had a crime here, it was the choice to keep yourself open to this down to the 11th hour. But you kept, here's the thing. I don't think it was a crime because you learned so much from this situation by doing exactly that. You learned so much from it, in fact, over such a long period of time that you understand how it shouldn't be connected to you anymore. And I do see you once more going solo. And you're showing this is the truth. This is what I thought I was working with. But I understand this is the truth. It's a poor attachment, and I'm feeding someone's pattern, and I can't have that. I believe in choice. In operating at a personal frequency that is much higher than that, than patterns. I believe you, and I do understand. Okay? That's what I'm saying. There's something here about the truth. So you were attached to this long enough, kept yourself available to this long enough to understand that this is what it really is, though. But you had to be in it to learn it, that kind of thing. I know it wasn't a waste of time, and the areas I'm looking at, you're too big to think that way. Transformation, harmony, flow. Transformation, some of you, by the way, Aries might be your Pluto placement. That's not how I'm saying it, though. Transformation, stability, harmony, flow. There's something here about how you had to transform your thinking that not everything is worth trying to harmonize with. As much as you might believe in it personally, that doesn't mean it's returned. It takes two in this context for someone to believe it at the same value you did in order for this to be more than whatever it was. But it's kind of like, now I know, and I'm glad I know. That's how strong you are. You have that stronger mentality. Now I know. And there's nothing left to know about this situation. I can leave it behind. You're not showing me woe is me. You're not showing me how much this hurt. You're saying, now I get it. I know. I know why I reconnected to this. I know why I kept myself open so I could understand what it was. And who I'm not. Like, I'm too big for that. I'm too independent to be part of that bullshit pattern. It's not who I am. And I'm not going to give to it. So you learned a lot. Not everything can be transformed. Not everything can be harmonized with. Not everything can show stability in a healthy way. Okay? Emotional growth issue patterns, 3D patterns. Some of them yours, some of them not. But you're also like, I emphasize choice. And this is personally something I don't want to continue to choose. You know? It's the crossing, initiation, invited to cross the other side, 54. To move away from this, you initiated it. You decided to go there. You decided to cross that bridge. I don't know if you can see it. There's a lone figure choosing to enter the portal that suggests not only do I have to do something that could possibly be unsafe, I have to be willing to enter the unknown or the other side, and you chose to move forward. You initiated that crossing. You did it. You moved on. And it was scary. It was scary. It was scary for you. But you learned a lot from it. And you kind of learned about yourself. This, whatever that is, just isn't who you are. You know who you are. And you don't need to be caught up in that. MIFRL. You know what I got on that? Was the first word I saw was firm. I can say this. Some of you have a very firm mind, spirit. I know. I see that. We also have the medallion here of Capricorn as well as Taurus. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could have been connecting to, or this season might be important to. Aries, honey, I do hope this helped you. It was pretty amazing. Okay? Like I said, I hope it helped. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, what's up? Show me Aquarius, please. Okay. Past. Ace of Cups. Rising into the Knight of Swords. Present day, the Hierophant before you. Death. Knight of Wands is the outcome. Oh my goodness, there's a lot going on here. Ooh, in the past, Ace of Cups, Knight of Swords. I see you in the past trying to act through love as you understood it. Like, and it had your focus, it had your attention. It was like this call to the heart, and you did your best to respond to it, to show up for it. You responded to the Ace of Cups in some way, a feeling of love. Possibly new love, but you're like, right, love's calling me. And in some way, it got to your attention. In some way, you acted towards it, communicated towards it, and you're like, oh, look at that cup. And it got your attention. Okay. Present day, Hierophant, higher self. Understanding and being true to your core beliefs and values. Commitment. Sure. Any of those things, all those things. However, death. Your idea of commitment and your core beliefs changing. Transforming. But it seems it's for the best. Knight of Wands in the outcome. You feel a lot lighter, freer, full of hope. Okay. Passion, sure. But lightness compared to where you've been. All right. So what's up? Ace of Cups, Knight of Swords. Justice, Six of Wands, the Knight of Cups. You responded all right. Yeah. In the past, you responded. More than just showing up and giving it focus or attention. It was a call to love, and you tried to answer that call. You really did. Justice, Six of Wands, Knight of Cups. Not only that, you were happy to do so. It felt good. It felt freaking fantastic. And above all, correct with Justice. It looked like love. It felt like love. You responded to it like it could be love. And it's like, this is correct. I know it's correct. I'm justified in this. I mean, it's like, this is love we're talking about. I got to respond. Aquarius has got to respond. I got to be me. And it felt like you. Gosh, it felt so freaking correct. Justice, too. It somehow felt that love, that feeling of it, provoking. It provoked you, yes, but you participated and it felt right. I can't emphasize that. It felt karmically correct. So it wasn't just something that excited you, right? Six of Wands, sense of triumph and confidence and, of course, sexual attraction. Yes, absolutely. But with the Knight of Cups there, no. It was a legit inroad to love. It felt correct. It looked it. It felt it. Okay. You liked it. You really liked it. Okay? The Hierophant, present day. Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. Okay. Okay. I think I understand you. Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. Mind you, pre-existing commitment is on its way out. And so it's not a threat. Don't take it as one. This is either you or it's not you. I literally cannot dictate your action. So this is something you're either experiencing or it isn't. Even in the future context, you still get to choose. So for the Aquarius I'm looking at, this is already underway. You're already transforming a current commitment as we speak, because you're saying it's beyond repair at this point and it breaks your heart. It's been breaking your heart. Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and you're like, I got at some point, I got to start defending myself because this does not serve my interest. This is not what commitment is. Whatever that commitment is to you, however, has really challenged your core beliefs about who you are and what it is you stand up for, what you believe in, what you put your name down to and why. Okay? That commitment has really challenged your core beliefs quite a bit. You learned a lot, I have no doubt. But it's taught you a lot about your spiritual self and what it is that you should be committing to. Okay? Because this looks like it was no hesitation. It felt right the moment you connected to it. So I didn't understand what the holdup was, because I got something gumming up your gears here with that death and the Hierophant and commitment energy and the higher principle energy. But I'm like, this, though, you just told me, you literally told me how correct it feels to you. It's bananas. It's like, you're saying it was no struggle. There was no struggle. There was no fight. I recognized for what it was immediately. I could just, it's probably the first time, maybe for some of you ever, that you can honestly say you felt correct in your love energies. Okay? But you feel like your commitment energies are not correct, and they haven't been for a long time, and that's something you've been trying to break from, and it's on the verge of being complete, it seems. I don't know. It seemed like you spent so much of your energy trying to ward off an ending, and now you're kind of advocating that ending. Because you keeping this connected means you continuing to feel pain and rejection. Okay. So I don't know how long this took to finish up. I don't know. We're kind of jumping around on the timeline today. But yes, you're still in the process of transforming your current beliefs, core values, and reshaping them and reevaluating them. And that can take a minute. Whereas you understanding, feeling this love, connecting to it so easily, and it feels so correct to you, that can happen in days, weeks, months. This can take a long time. Okay. I'm going to put down the first three here with Death and the Knights of Wands combined. If I have any more questions, I might push it a couple more. Yeah. Okay. The Hermit. Yes. Ace, yes. Yes. Seven of Cups. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not going to push it further. I don't need to. Okay. Yeah. It's transformation. It just took a long time. Really to allow yourself to detach from this commitment physically. Emotionally, that was probably the first thing to go, given your reading today. Honestly, you're probably emotionally detached from that commitment a long time ago. But physically, we're talking about, energetically, in terms of hope, specifically, passion for it, yes, but also spiritual constructs. To allow yourself to let this go was hard. It, like I told you, that commitment, whichever it was, it really didn't represent love in the end and keeping it connected for that reason. It represented more about you coming to terms with how your core beliefs around commitment have changed because of this commitment. Okay? Not how much they remained intact, but how they have become challenged over the years. And the more you stayed in it, you realized how you found yourself understanding that the best of you, your higher self, your commitment, shouldn't be here. And you forcing it to stay connected allowed you to learn that, but it was very painful. You learned it the hard way, in other words. Okay, you kind of got an ass whooping right here. But you know, that's what commitment energy is. It's not just something we easily let go of. It's our core beliefs, for God's sake, right? It's the core beliefs. Those don't just, conveniently change those real quick in the next 5 seconds. No, it's a core belief. Core. It's not something we just easily change about ourselves. So while this hooked up, connected quickly, I don't mean hooked up as in, hook up. It doesn't look like that to me. Once you knew, you knew. That's how easily that was. I mean hooked up as in connectivity, like a network or a cable. Once it lined up, no problem. You were no problem. That was no problem. It's you understanding that your commitment energies have changed, your core beliefs have changed, and that you yourself are transforming and lining up to a new beginning. And that's why you feel so happy, is because you recognize the change in yourself, you're ready for it, you're willing it, and you want it. That you're not going to condemn yourself to doom and gloom. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I know that once upon a time you believed in this commitment like you believed in yourself. But it was such a rough change over the years, and then you finally acknowledging it and allowing it to pass out of your life, okay? Because you understand how much you yourself have changed, and it's no longer for you, okay? It's no longer a commitment of the heart, and many of you had to learn that the hard way, like I said. Even though it was the first thing to go, it was the last thing you realized. And you know what? You might have learned this the hard way. You might have had your ass whooping. But at least you learned it. I think the character Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones said in the books, not just the show, I am a slow learner, but I do learn. And I'm not saying that is true for Aquarius, I'm saying that's true for everybody. We all have some sort of core belief that once it's challenged, it takes an overwhelming amount of pressure to change it. And that's where you were. Okay? You indeed learned. But I'm glad that you are freeing yourself up. It makes me happy that you're happy. Okay? Like you're learning to be happy. You're allowing it. And I have to agree with you, honey, something that felt that correct. And I don't just mean, it made me feel good after all these years. No. That's infatuation, that sexy, happy, fun time energies. This had justice attached to it. It's like, oh, shit. I heard people say love was supposed to be easy. And now I'm experiencing it. And it's looking like it might be the first time ever for you. So, hey. That's okay. That Hermit, Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups, and after that transformation, your energy rises. And you're ready for it. You're wiser for it, too. Look at that, the Hermit. Yeah, there you go. Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups. You were legitimately excited for this. As you should be. Okay? All right, good job. Good job, Aquarius. Let's wrap this one up. It was pretty easy, but also not easy. It's one of those things that... it makes a lot of sense when all the cards are put down, but at first you're like, what? But it's really good. It's good stuff, honey. Believe that. I don't know how long that took, but I'm guessing a while. Be present, be mindful, be present, show gratitude. We are much less likely to repeat these dynamics when we remember to stay present and show gratitude for what does work in our life, what makes us us, okay, that is truthful. Be present, be mindful. Show appreciation for what you do have. Party, external, for some of you, sure. I'd hate to think that's the case, but that could be the case for some of you. So by party here, it doesn't actually explicitly say that. I'm not impressed with that. Just call it for what you intended. It's third party, maybe. There's 3 people here. Party, external. You know, it could be, yeah. That's how the commitment was broken over the years, lack of trust. And not just third party as in, you know, affair partners. I mean, people who have an external influence. Someone we're listening to, we probably shouldn't. Okay. That's also a third party. Okay. So, that perhaps well-intended but poor advice from a friend, somebody who gets in your business and for some reason you listen to them, a driving force or influence, and that could be anybody, someone whom you trust. Like I said, family member or friend. But yeah, if that's where you are, or you were with this situation in your commitment, you're not anymore. Free yourself of that. Okay? You found something or someone that doesn't drag your heart space down. Okay? It lifts it up, which is good. That's healthy. Okay. And you even said it was contractually correct. But you had to change. And that could have been the issue in this commitment. Your sense of core beliefs were challenged over and over again by someone who didn't share the same. You know? And it's like, this is not worth my commitment. I don't know. But you would. Okay. 40. Be mindful of the groupthink. See, I'm starting to think that third party concept has more to do with that sense of external pressure. People on the outside looking in. Some of you are very subject to that. So even with the third party here, that could be kind of prone to groupthink, Christina. And by that, I mean, you know exactly what it sounds like. I'm too mindful of other people's opinions. I don't want people talking about me or gossiping about me or my commitment. And that's why I kind of doubled down and kept it together as long as I did. I was just mindful of what other people were thinking, you know, or what others might say. Fuck what other people say or feel. It's not their life. It's not their commitment. People are I got news for you. People are going to judge you no matter what you do, what you say, what you feel. Okay? So all you can do is be you. Is this what's right for me? Is this what's best for me? Because if I go by what everybody else is thinking, I'll never do anything. I'll just be stuck there, frozen in space and time, and then people will judge me later for doing that. Exactly. You know? As I say all the time, a lot of people hate what I do. A lot of people love it too. I can't make everyone happy. I can't. So what's the point, right? Why don't you show this? Why don't you show that? Oh, one of my favorite things is always an accusation. It's not a recommendation. Why don't you just show the good stuff kind of tarot? How do you think that works? The good stuff only, those readings. Do they just pull the 30, 40 cards that are associated with negativity in order to just show you the good stuff? That's not how life works. Right? And for many of you, you understood something about your commitment. I learned it the hard way, but this is not right for me. And I have to learn to let it go. It's not going to make everybody happy. But I also know I wasn't happy staying in it. So, between someone else's perspective and what I was experiencing, I should probably win that argument. Correct. Mm-hmm. I have a letter S, E, W, Z, B, and then we have the medallion of Gemini in the reverse, the keyword here being intelligent. No doubt. But some of you have some very strong Gemini on your chart, could be connecting to, or their season might be important to you. Aquarius, honey, I do hope this helped you. It was, almost missed it, palm hand. There's that Hierophant energy again. Okay, some of you also, P.S., Taurus in your chart, connecting to, or the season might be important. Aquarius, I hope this helped you. And of course, I see your spirituality is important to you. It's transformed a little bit, but for good reason. I hope it helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, what's up? Show me Gemini, please. Sorry, I'm looking at something outside, obviously. Okay, what's up? What's going on? All right, past. 3 of Cups, rising into the 2 of Pentacles. Present day, you, the lovers. Okay. Before you, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Okay. Steady as she goes. We'll take that. Because whenever I see the 2 of Pentacles around a 3 of Cups, I'm like, come on now. What are we doing? To be or not to be, Gemini, you know? But yeah, that's what you're figuring out. So, past, 3 Cups, connecting, reconnecting. It's supposed to be a kind of light social, emotional activity, right? But then you rose into the 2 of Pentacles. Should I reconnect, Christina? Should I? And if so, what does that look like? Uh-oh. And when? And how? And to what extent? What should I put into this? How often? What's the frequency? Uh-oh. We can get lost to the 2 of Pentacles real quick. Especially when we start thinking about quantity, frequency, how often, details. And then I'm like, do you want to, though? Do you want to? That's what actually counts as the answer. And if it connects well, the 2 of Pentacles just kind of goes away. A couple of folks, these 2 people, they figure it out. Okay? Present day of the lovers. Now you figure something out. You dial it in. Because there you are. That's your power card, of course. You're feeling like you these days, which is good. I'm happy to see that. 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, before and future. Like I said, steady as she goes. So, in some way, we answered the question. We went from, should I, to, okay. I'm building into this. I'm keeping myself open and available to it. I like this. There's something here about the steadiness that you were desiring. Okay. It's like not too fast, please. not too much, not all at once. You're emphasizing pace here, a steady sort of pace. It's not stagnant, it's not negligent. It's kind of like you had to let yourself ease into this and then build into it so it could become consistent, for you to trust it, to feel okay with it. I don't know. But you did, and I like this, answer your own question. Okay? I tell you, some people, they get lost to it. They get lost to that 2 of Pentacles. All right. 3 of Cups. 2 of Pentacles. My question is that a recent past or a long-term past? Like, how long were we doing that 2 of Pentacles? It's hard to say. Ace of Swords, 2 of Wands, 10 of Cups. I swear to God, that's so you. That's so Gemini. I swear it's like one day you woke up and said, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. Okay, that's fine. We'll take that. Ace of Swords, 2 of Wands, the 10 of Cups. And here's why I'm laughing. Because you're like, this is all I know. This is all I know. It's important to me, or I would like it to be important to me. That's all I know. And maybe that's all I can go with. You're absolutely right. What did I say? Do you want to? That answers most questions. And is it good for you? And you said, yeah, you feel it could be good for you. Yeah, if it cooperates, that's true. And that's fair. That's a fair point. Ace of Swords, Two of Wands, Ten of Cups. But you're like, you know what? The decision begins with me. And so it does. It does begin with you. So there's the decision. There's the truth. What you were really thinking, what you were really feeling. And Ten of Cups, you're like, it's important to me, or maybe I'd like it to be. Yeah, I can see that. Sure. Okay. I can agree to that. I figured that part out. Maybe I harmonize with it. Maybe it's part of my inner circle. Maybe I want it to be part of my inner circle. Okay. So I don't know at what point you made your decision, but I like it. I do. I like its simplicity. I like how it has a logical conclusion with a touch of motivation behind it that's honest. That's all I care about. That's beautiful. I don't know where it's going to go in future. You don't either. But I like how you figured it out for yourself. You know, you weren't a Karen and ran to the manager. You consulted yourself first. I respect that. And you came up with a logical answer and the confidence to back it up. Beautiful. Beautiful. After that, it could be a complete shit show. I hope not. I don't want it to be. It doesn't look like that way on the baseline. There is something about, I got to choose it first, and maybe it chooses me back. Maybe we start picking out dates, times, locations. We get comfortable with it, maybe. We build into it more, maybe. Okay. Feel like the choice begins with me. I love that. All right, the love is present day. You. Tell me you're feeling it, yeah? Tell me you're feeling it with that special someone who makes you feel like you. All right. Do one more. Wait, the Five of Wands. Oh, the Tower. Oh. Oh. That's a lot. That's a lot to unpack. Okay. It's interesting. It's interesting by that I mean it's complicated. I don't want it to be complicated. You don't either, but it is what it is. There are some elements that are being erased, like the sense of an argument, or that things would be a disaster. That's easing up considerably. Whatever that fear was, it seems like it was unwarranted. So there was some sort of anticipation here of a fight, or an argument, a heated exchange. No, that's coming down. That was false. There is no argument here. However, you're saying there's still some parts about this that you were unclear about. Eight of Swords. So it's, I swear to goodness, as soon as we get one area fixed, something else, I swear to goodness, just pops up and takes its place. So there's some uncertainty here. Eight of Swords. Okay, but I am happy to see there seems to be no argument. There was a fear that there would be, or that it would be very difficult. Very difficult to connect with, or we assumed a fight or argument, and that's just, it doesn't seem to be the case. Okay? But that kind of gives us a remainder, a balance of stuckness, confusion. Not everything is clear yet. No. Okay. All right. Let's proceed. Where are we in time? All right. Let's go ahead and combine those for now. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. That might be why you're taking your time with it, or you insist on it. Okay. There's still hesitation around this connection. But I'm glad to see this idea, possibly this fantasy of a fight, of things being super difficult or challenging, or that you get a lot of pushback from them, that's gone. That's erased. But you're still confused. Five of Cups, Six of Wands, and the Empress. Sorry, I don't mean to sigh so much. It's just there's a lot of work to do in this one. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm not going to lie. I could blow smoke up your ass and say everything's going to be fine. But this one realistically is sticky. It's just... Man, I know that's not flattering. I'm sorry. But realistically, it's a sticky connection. It's got complications written all over it. Oh, no wonder you opened up with hesitation. But yeah, realistically, this one's going to take some work. Realistically, this one's going to take some time. And it's going to be a choice. It's a choice for you. You kind of showed me at the beginning your willingness to make said choice. Okay. You had certain expectations that, all hell was going to break loose. But it didn't. It really didn't, though. And for some reason that confuses you. Eight of Swords. So you still have unanswered questions. I get that. Okay. Okay. But there is something about this connection that is not straightforward. You still want to give it room for discovery. Once more, I am not telling you what to do. You're telling me what's up with you. Parts of this you don't even click with yet. Okay? But yeah, Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. That's what I'm saying. There's the insistence here. I'm going to build into this in a steady, consistent. Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. Slow, but consistent. I'm going to be open to this. I'm going to be vulnerable to this. I'm going to explore emotions with this. I'm going to get acquainted with it, build into it. We are. And as I clarify, Five of Cups, Six of Wands, the Emperor, your confidence goes up quite a bit. In fact, you're giving yourself some pats on the back, if you will. Like, I made a good choice. But where the holdup is, the stickiness, where it's coming from, is emotional residue. I know. Ew. Okay? I know. It sounds like Slimer from Ghostbusters. I know. And that's kind of what it is. There is what's holding up the mechanics, this powerful engine that we call the lovers, is Five of Cups. It is unaddressed pain of the past. And that's often the case. I don't know why I'm surprised to see it. I'm still kind of hung up on this idea that you had floating around, that you were expecting an argument. You were expecting some in-your-face action. Well, not in that way. Not the good kind, but the bad kind, where it's aggressive in all the wrong ways. Yeah, so yeah, I'm still hung up on that. Like, why were you expecting that? Like, why were you expecting such a fight? Like, you're like, whew. Okay, that didn't happen. Like, you were expecting pissiness. You were expecting anger. You were expecting some frustration. It's like you were expecting a lover's brawl or something. And I don't advocate violence. It's just the old cartoon expression where you understand two characters are about to fight. This is what they would do in anime. In animation. That's what it looks like spiritually to me. But that didn't happen. But you're like, wait a minute, I'm still confused. Okay, well, here's why. Here's why we're taking our time. It speaks to me of notes of having to rebuild into mental trust. Yes, absolutely. You two are having to get reacquainted with sharing truths with each other. Okay. But also, of course, emotional trust. Why else would we be calling for the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups after a very difficult, sticky, complicated reconnection of the nerves, of feeling, of sensation, of the spiritual essence of it. Yeah, this wasn't easy to realign with, and that's what we're trying to do. And no. This was not the drive-through of experiences. This one was you show up to your reservations. Let's say you had 6 p.m. reservations for a very fancy dinner. That means you're showing up at 5:50, and that means you're seated, and you take your time to order from the menu, and you listen to the waiter about the specials and then about the wine pairings, and you got to take your time, and it's a whole experience. It's a whole experience. But the thing is, it's a whole quality experience. Unlike fast food, you pull up to the drive-thru, 5 seconds later, you realize you didn't really want it and you could throw it away because it was a low investment. This one's not like that. This one's going to take more work. Okay. Yes, you will often hear me liken things to food. That's because I love food. Food is a love language for me. But yeah, no, that's what's gumming up the works there. We need to keep ourselves open and available to complicated emotions, not just the ones that we're feeling now that are good and stable, but the ones that represent the instability of the past, which is why you hesitated to connect to this at all. Okay? That's why you had to make up your mind about it. You understood in some way the degree of weight this was going to carry, but you have to choose that. So is it worth it? Going back, though, to my point from the beginning, when anybody shows me this kind of shaky stuff, 3 cups, 2 of pentacles, does it mean something to you? I'm going to ask you the same about that lover's connection, which you're part of. You are deeply connected to it. But reconnecting those nerves, it's going to hurt a little bit. Okay, the nerves of the connection specifically, literally at the heart of your reading, is you and someone else. Is it worth it? I have to admit, you look pretty proud of yourself there right towards the end. But only you can decide because you have to choose to take that journey, am I right? There you are. There you are, my darling. Yeah, yours is complicated, but, you know, look who I'm working with. I say that out of love and respect. People have no idea how many Geminis I'm connected to. They're my best friends. 10, 15, 20 years. So it hurts when it's like, you hate Gemini. You always give us the worst readings. I know who I'm working with. My real Gemini crew, you know what's up. You know? Real respect's real, honey. And the thing is, you respected your real. And I love that. I love that about you. That's wonderful. Yeah, some of you are the masculine. Okay. I did see the Emperor energy there right towards the end, and I did see that pat on the back, which is a very masculine energy. Doesn't have to be, but yeah, some of you are the masculine, and you identify as the one carrying the masculine energy. Okay. But there you go. There's something here that there. I told you I got hung up. You get hung up on some parts. I got hung up on a part in particular, and it was this one. They're gonna be so pissed. I don't know what was that. Is just you expecting the? There's something here about this is part of the unaddressed issues. Okay, so while there is regret, yes, and there is disappointment, and there is hurt from the past, being angry over it isn't one of the elements, but it does represent something to do with a toxic or bound pattern that needs to be addressed. And that's why I think I'm seeing such a huge emphasis on the growth, the steadiness of it, and rebuilding trust. You know, it really, think about it, how much effort it takes to reconnect severed nerves. And that's what the Lovers is. It's all nerves, you know? It's spiritual nerves. It's love nerves. It's passion nerves. It's mental nerves. Okay. All right. Carry on. Oh, you and Aquarius. Okay. Sorry. Yep. Okay. 61 whale song resonating. I know this person's like you. I know. You're saying they're just like me. Yeah, I know. You were at the heart of the reading. So was your person. I'll have no doubt you two are a lot alike in many ways. Surface-wise, that's not what I mean. I mean on the inside. Okay? You two connect in the way that it counts. All right. R-N-L. All right, Gemini, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, what's up? Show me Libra. Alrighty, Roo. Okay. Past. Queen of Wands. rising into the Five of Pentacles, present day, Six of Wands. Before you, no. Okay, fine, the Sun. But still, on, off, on, off, on. You see that? Yeah, that's a real tug of war. Okay. It's hard, guys. It seems like just as soon as you get your mojo back, right, it feels like it's taken away from you. And then it's back up again, and then it's down again. So what's going on? And I'm glad to see in the outcome that you're happy. Okay, but I'm kind of worried about everything that precedes it. Because it looks exhausting. It looks emotionally exhausting. It does. Past and present. Okay? So let's talk about it. Queen of Wands, Five of Pentacles, past. You know? It's like, look, call me crazy. I'm feeling good, though. I am feeling good, confident even, and passionate about something that's not doing too well, but I think I can overcome it. Okay? We're going to start right there. You're keeping the energy alive, at least in the past, yeah? Physically, you kept it alive, connected. You showed it good energy, good intent, positivity, enthusiasm, possibly passion. The Lovers, the Hanged Man, the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, baby. Ow. Oh. Yeah. I can see where you went tug of war on this one. When it comes to the Lovers connection, you know. Gosh, it's like when we're on, we're on. And when we're off, we're off. And then you get that feeling, I want to try. I really want to try. I want to dig deep and give it more. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying this is what you've already done. It's in the past. Ace of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Lovers. It's like, in so many ways, it felt oh so good to try. To really give that strong connection your best. And you would think about it, the Hanged Man, and what does my best mean? And oh my dear, you really put yourself into it when you could kind of feel it breaking. That's when it's like you brought out your best energy. Right? You're vibrant. It's like, no. No. I've thought about it. Like, this connection is super important to me. I can give it more. And it's always when it was like on the brink of breaking. And you're like, no, I can give more. And you meant it to. So it's hard to see that. But you meant it. And that's good. That means you weren't full of shit. You were authentically connected to this and you wanted to give it more, to save it, to keep it. Okay. Gosh. I have that feeling just looking at you. It's because of your positivity. It's because of your enthusiasm. You're not accustomed to things failing. Like, not on your watch. And it's like, I choose to make things work. I choose to participate because I believe in it or it means something to me. That's true for you. Yes. I have the feeling if this was returned to you, I'd be looking at a different reading. But at least for your side of the board, on your side of the equation, I can see when things got rough, you gave more. And you did it. You were happy to do so. You really were happy to do so. Okay. Okay. And Six of Wands, but still, nonetheless. And you see that. You can see that for yourself now, right? Can you see that now? Let's see that Six of Wands in present day. Present day. Trying to get back in tune with that confident state. Triumph, victory. So that's in the past. You've had a lot of time to reflect on that. When things got hard, you doubled down. Oh, you gave more of yourself. Strength, 5 of Swords, and there it is. That's what I'm looking for. That's it. That's the golden ticket in Willy Wonka's factory. I know that looks like shit, but that was the point. Do you see it now? Do you see it now? Strength, 5 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, it was self-sabotage. Do you get it? You have such a strong will, honey. You must have some fire running through you, because it's been there since, like, card 1. Literally card 1. A Gemini too, but that's not the point. You might have some very strong Leo influence in you. But that 6 of Wands is like, I don't know how to let things fail. I'm not good with that. When I'm passionate about something, I step up to it. I don't shrink away from it. Okay. I hear you. And this is where I tell people all the time, strength. Don't assume it's just one of the good cards and only the good cards. It has a con. It does. It has a con. All cards in tarot have pros and cons. Even the Tower, Death, Devil, they even have pros. Yeah. But they're known for, like, the cons or the sad side or the downside, right? Strength has the con, and it shows up here in pride. And I say that when you saw a problem in your lover's connection, you threw more out of it. Or not more out of it. You threw more at it. But you honestly felt that you could do more, so you did. But you've had time to reflect on this in the Hanged Man. Do you see it now? The 6 of Wands in present day. 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, Strength. Right now. Right now. I got a Libra thinking maybe I can throw in some more Pentacles. Fix that. Please stop. I know you have a fantastic strength of will. I know you do. And I know that you tend to lean into solutions. Bless you for that. Okay? But your solutions here are actually feeding, whether you recognize it or not, and hopefully you do, a problem. You're not feeding the solution, you're feeding a problem. It's not being returned to you. I just know it isn't. But when you feed this, some of your time, energy, effort, maybe even, I don't know, resources, God forbid. But even that, you say, yes, victory, I'm a step closer to fixing this thing. No, you're feeding a problem, not the solution. Okay? So I know it feels good in those first 5 seconds when you say, here's some time, energy, attention, effort, resources. I'm going to keep myself connected to the lover. Yes. It starts to deflate probably almost immediately, or you start to regret it almost immediately. Okay. I know this connection means a lot to you, honey, but it's starting to show up now as a form of pride. I can keep it together. I know I can. I don't do failures. I do successes. And that includes my connections, especially that one. You know, if this thing completely breaks, I want it to occur to you that perhaps it should. If you keep throwing solutions at it, time, energy, attention, effort, resources, and you realize it's just you doing this, but it still feels threatening, it still feels unstable, you know. I know it's a strong connection, but even those strong connections are still subject to breaking or ending. Okay? But I hate that you're lying to yourself. I do. Because you have so much brilliance in you. You have so much to give. And I know you think this is worthy of you in your time, energy, attention, and efforts, but look how it's also taking from you. Did it ever stop you? Libra, stop giving me more. Stop giving me more. Stop giving me more. Stop giving me more. No, okay. Okay, if you want to give me more, give me more. In some way, you keep doing it because you know it will be received. But does it make you feel, like I said, any more secure? You start out with such good intents, honey, but your strength of will alone is starting to feed this now. I don't see it being returned to you. That's why it was threatening to break to begin with. You're attached to a taker, not a giver. Okay? I don't know why. And I'm sorry, man. It sucks. This is going to be one of those lovers' connections where it's not lining up in one critical area. And for you, it's looking like the 3D. And the spiritual realm as well. I have no doubt the attraction's there. No doubt. The emotional essence, let's take a look at the actually 5 of Cups. I want to separate that from your sun. I got to make those decisions. The High Priestess, the world. There's your emotionality. That's what I'm looking for. You take your effort in the real world, put it aside. You take that kind of that intense, fiery pride that you have, which isn't a bad thing. It's just how we're using it now has turned into a bad thing, and I know that because it makes you feel bad in places that you aren't fully acknowledging yet. It makes you feel bad even when you have temporary triumphs. You know why? Let me point this. Let me make this visually clear to you. Do you understand why you're experiencing that 6 of Wands? Is because when you're like, take that. This is what they do. They respond like a pigeon. They're like, yes, they took it. Of course they fucking took it. You went like this. You think it's success. Oh, I'm giving them more and they're learning to rely on me more or feel more secure with me. No, they're just taking. Did they ever stop and go like this to you? Libra, your turn. You take this. It's of some significance. I hope you like it. Okay. Now, 5 of Cups. The High Priestess, the World, 8 of Cups. You know. You're going to hit that pocket of sadness and regret and despair once you kind of see and get in tune with that past history that's still ongoing. That 5 of Cups is in the future. It's in reflection of the past. You know, the High Priestess, there's your feeling self about all this, what's actually going on with you. The High Priestess, the World, 8 of Cups, is like, fuck. I shouldn't be here for this. It doesn't feel good, and I know it. They're not showing up emotionally, and I damn well know it. I know this needs to be cycled. I feel it. Now, whenever, to be clear, I see stuff like that, that's in the future, people have a tendency to freak out because they got used to stuff like this. It's one thing when we see cycles and endings in the past. It's already in the past, right? That comforts people. It's done. But to see it upcoming, the defense mechanism starts kicking in, the freak outs start kicking in, the denial starts kicking in. Okay? I don't want that to be for you. You get to choose. This is either your reading or it's not. It either resonates with you or it doesn't, in which case, why would you force it to fit? You either know you are falsely feeding a poor connection that does not feed you, okay? And you have temporary triumphs and then lows. Or it isn't. It's either yours or it's not. But for the Libra I'm looking at, there's that low after you just had a high. And you feel it way down there. This should be closed out. And I know it. I should walk from this and I know it. And then also they're not really here for me and I know it. Okay? The Sun. So are we going to keep feeding this? Are you still insisting that it makes you happy? Or has your idea of happiness changed? Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Okay. Look, couple thoughts. I was like, okay, maybe you started reinvesting in yourself, and I hope that's true. Page of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Reinvesting in you, and that makes you happy. Focusing on your needs, that would be nice. That would be fantastic. And I could absolutely see where you would experience an energetic uptick, if you will, a boost, and feeling good about you. So I hope that you have turned around and started feeding yourself and making yourself happy, because the situation ain't, okay? If you're being honest with yourself, it's not. However, I am obligated to report, just in case that person shows up with some energy, it's going to make you feel good for about 5 seconds. It's mostly sexual and or passionate. And I have no problem with the Knight of Wands. It's just I've already seen the context of the connection, so I'm not impressed. And if they show up to give you a little something, something, and it puts you over the moon, or specifically over the sun, I want you to think about that. If you're so happy to get something so small from them after all that. Okay? But again, I'm going to default to that initial interpretation. I hope that you are feeding yourself and feeling good about it. Reinvesting in you. I hope this kind of stuff stopped right here. But given it the passionate connection piece, I cannot rule out that it's them coming your way to give you a little something. And you're like, oh, this is everything all of a sudden. Okay. Do not be that person. Why can't you tell me? Because it could literally go either way. And you should know by now if this is yours. You either realize what's going on, you halt this activity, you halt this nonsense, and you start feeding yourself and make yourself happy. No longer looking specifically for external validation from this connection. Or you're allowing them to express some sort of energy towards you that, frankly, once more, I'm not impressed with. But it makes you so happy. Okay? There's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. You are the feminine for some of you. Yes, please be mindful of that intuition I see right here. That's not a coincidence. All right. Stalemate, avoidance, you know intuitively they're not giving you more, or that they put things off, keep you at arm's length. They avoid the major issue here. Okay? You know. Third party, for some of you. A couple thoughts on that. There is sometimes often what we think of as third party. Yes. Okay? It's a third party, a third wheel. That's no good. We should know that. Okay? In which case, you might feel inclined to throw a lot at this person for external validation. Come to me. Okay? No. That's no good. Because then you will always be in that position. Okay. And then also, external third party. That could be anyone of poor influence. Someone who is not directly involved, but they have an outsider looking in perspective, and they're influencing this in some way that's negative. You know? Gossiping, somebody talking shit. Could be family member, friend, something like that, but it's a poor influence. Okay? And it could be someone's giving you bad advice. Yeah, Libra, just do this. Libra, just do that. Just give a little da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. And just don't listen to that person, please. Listen to yourself. Oh my God. Even good intentions can have very, very bad advice. All right? Seems to me your intuition told you everything you need to know. Ooh. Don't get involved in that shit. Once it starts, ugh, that petty henpecking bullshit, don't allow it. Moon Maiden, new beginnings. That's what I'm saying, honey. Evoke the right of Moon Maidens for yourself. Number 41, new beginnings, but repairing the veil. Forgiveness. Why do you keep forgiving this? You keep trying to stitch it up. You could have, there it is again, you could have a new beginning for yourself, or you can keep trying to stitch things up with this person. I think you know what you're shopping for with this person by now, and what you're going to get. You act like you're going to the store, you're going to get something different, okay? But no, you end up buying the same items at the same purchase cost. You check out with the same way every time with the same person. There's nothing new here being discovered or acquired. I strongly feel that, Libra, because they showed me choice with you twice. Choice with you twice. It could be this or it could be that. Use their sense of happiness wisely. Okay? We have the letters A, F, Q, W. We have the medallion of Aries as well as Taurus and Sag. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their seasons might be important to you. Libra, honey, remember, you get to choose your own level of participation. All right? And I'm sorry they take, and they take, but you keep giving. I know you're strong-willed. I know you're a fiery, passionate creature. So use that energy wisely. God. God, is the sex that great? Like, I don't... like, what is going on with this, you know? Joy. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. Joy. I know. That brought me down again. I'll give it some more. Joy. They took it. Of course they fucking took it. They took it. They keep taking it. So stop participating. Okay? But that's up to you. Honestly, I can't tell you what to do. I'm having a strong reaction on your behalf because I don't like it. I don't like it. You're worth more than that. You're better than that. You literally have the time, energy, effort, and resources to prove that you're better than that. Do you see that? Do you see how much you gave this? How do you not know you're worth more compared to what they've given you? I know, because you got caught up in it. That's how. You got caught up in it. I get you. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I want you to do what's right for you, like always. I do hope it helped at the end of the day. Put in the comments, take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me, Taurus. All right, past. Nine of Swords, rising into the Two of Pentacles. Present day, the Tower. Oh, good. I'm glad, to be honest with you. King of Pentacles before you in future. Page of Pentacles. Good. I'm glad to see that for you because, gosh. Nine of Swords, Two of Pentacles. There is an ongoing case of I don't know. And people can live like that for a long time, but that doesn't mean you should. We need resolve. We need resolve. Nine of Swords, Two of Pentacles. That's a lot of fear. That's a lot of anxiety. And that's a lot of I don't know. Two of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. What do I do? I don't know. What do I do? I don't know. And everything in your mind just represented this sort of state of fear, confusion. It's like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. If I put myself in this direction, I could be screwed. If I put myself in that direction, I could be screwed. Either way, I'm getting screwed, and it's not the way I like. So we go back to, I don't know. Look, I know at times like this, it seems like choice A, B, and then sometimes we consider C, D. None of it just seems to be any good. But we need to do something. Fortunately, and you may not see it that way right now, but fortunately you're experiencing a tower that's going to release you from that. Okay? You will have some sort of insight. It could be an internal tower or an external. The point is, you're going to get some help with this. And it might be radical insight. It might be very uncomfortable. But it's what you needed to see, understand, feel, or experience in order to release you from this. Okay? Okay. And then before you, oh, that's much better. King of Pentacles, page, we'll take that. King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Now you're feeling more like you, at least in future. It's like, now this is Taurus. This is Taurus who makes decisions. This is the Taurus who invests. This is the Taurus who is comfortable being Taurus. Okay? All right. Nine of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Judgment. Page of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Oh. Should I stay or should I go? Shit. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? Oh, God. Well, I have to be honest with you, Taurus. This one was coming. How long did you put that one off? Gosh. Judgment. Page of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. You knew at some point in your timeline in the past, you were going to have to make a decision that, in fact, the universe would press the point, and it did. Page of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, we got to invest in walking away. But you're like, the idea of that freaked you out. So you got weighed down in these details, but if I do this, then it could result in X, Y, Z. Taurus, just get the process started. You got to walk. You got to walk. You got to walk. Taurus, come on. Now's the time. You have all the lessons at your disposal about what it is you're supposed to do. Just get it started. And when we have what seems like to anyone else, like, oh, this is a really straightforward task. But then we doubt ourselves. So we neglect the subject. We neglect the investment, just getting it started. And then it becomes this legend in our minds of this thing we cannot do. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Oh no, but you've known. It's been pressing on you for a while. And at some point you're like, I refuse to participate. But no, this is something here, and I don't know what it is, guys, but something that you needed to stop showing up for. Okay? Eight of Cups. You had all your lessons. You had all the proof you needed to stop participating. And perhaps many of you were just afraid of the repercussions if you had stopped participating, but it was there the whole time. Or for a long time anyway, in your past. And then Tower. But man, we really didn't want to make it real. It's like you didn't want to make it official. You know, if you're having to stress about what to give a situation that hardcore for that long and that painfully, then you probably shouldn't be investing at all. Okay? It's something you needed to walk from. It didn't get the best of you. It didn't inspire the best of you. Perhaps it was just no good for you, but based on a wealth of experience and certain lessons, we already knew what to do. Okay. Tower, present day. Wheel of Fortune, and the Knights of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. Good. Okay, well, I say good, and I don't mean that to sound, nonchalant. I mean, But it's good. Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Wands, Three of Pentacles. Whatever this is, stop trying to cooperate with you. So that's making things easier. Okay? And whatever this is isn't supposed to work with you. Friendship, partnership, I don't know. But it seems to be ruling itself out anyway. Okay? There's a spiritual withdrawal and a physical withdrawal of energy and participation from whatever this is. So it's actually helping you. Okay? And it shows up as the Wheel of Fortune. You had judgment. It's whatever this is that you had such a hard time choosing not to participate in, or just leaving alone, or not giving it any more energy. It seems to have withdrawn of its own accord. Okay? So it kind of takes the pressure off of you. There's a recognition here in the Tower that, you know what, this isn't supposed to work, Taurus. It's not supposed to work. Okay? We're not supposed to be friends or partners or alliances. So the energy kind of comes in and does you a favor by completely withdrawing. It's some sort of false dynamic, it seems. Or at least that's the impression I'm getting for that energy. That even while it is incoming, it's exiting simultaneously. So it is a radical withdrawal of energy or participation. That's how it shows up, is by disappearing. Okay? So that's good. Okay? It frees you up from making that decision. I don't know why it was so hard for you. And you still struggle with it. Knowing you should have withdrawn. Okay, some time ago, but there's a lot of fears surrounding that. You would know best as to why. But yeah, that's an external exit. Something here that doesn't show up anymore, and that's how it shows up in energy. It's like, I'm not showing up anymore. I won't participate anymore. I won't build in this anymore. Okay. So that's good news, though. It's something you don't have to stress about anymore. You don't have to worry about it anymore, having to try or feel like you're forced to try. Your heart wasn't really in it with the Eight of Cups, you know? Officially walking from it, that was the hard part. All right, King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. That's probably one of the nicest towers I've ever seen. And again, it's still not going to be a picnic for you. There's a lot here you need to unpack for yourself. You know, with an influence like this, perhaps they thought they knew it was no good attached to you, so they unattached themselves from you. Maybe it saw for itself. How you didn't want to connect to it anymore. All right, King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. The Lovers, King of Swords, and the Six of Wands. Okay, and then that frees you up quite a bit, actually. Energetically, it's like you got your mojo back because you snap back hard. And your confidence goes up. You feel so much better in future. And you're not alone. King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. It's like, finally I can release my coin. I can release my investment. I can look at other things. I can do other things now. And the Lovers, King of Swords, and Six of Wands. Need I tell you what those other things are? But yeah, there's a strong connection for you in future. One that you really feel good about. You have a lot of mental confidence towards, emotional confidence, spiritual confidence. Like it hits all those high notes, like really high. And It feels good. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel alive. And it makes you feel aware, just focused, conscious. But it feels good. Okay, it feels really good. You're like, that's going to receive my attention. And in many ways, it's returned to you. I am seeing it equally returned to you, so this is good. But yeah, it's a very strong connection. And you're like, now this I can participate in. This I get. This makes sense to me. So I don't know what this is that kind of did you a favor by withdrawing. It's like, okay, we're not friends, we're not partners, we're not alliances. You don't want to build into this anymore. And I think I realized I didn't either, so whoever that is. Okay. But yeah, you can let this go now. There's no more pressure there. Okay? There's no more pressure to give or to perform here. Or I don't know what it was. All right. But I'm happy for you in future. When? I don't know. Actually, I'm kind of curious about that myself. The energies would suggest now that you're kind of free to move about the cabin, if you will. It's like your attention immediately turns towards that. Excuse me. That's my list. The Lovers and the Swords and the King of Swords and the Six of Wands. That's beautiful. It's very direct. And you seem to connect to it so easily. You know, and that's what I want for you. Whatever this is, you couldn't give yourself freely to it, and you didn't want to. Frankly, you didn't fucking want to, but you kept feeling obligated to give it something. And whatever this is. So you had your judgment, and whatever that Three of Pentacles is, has its own Wheel of Fortune that shows back up on your timeline by disappearing. I hope that makes sense. Or withdrawing itself. I don't know how official it was, but with that kind of marked absence, you feel free to be yourself. Memories in reverse, nostalgia. You weren't living for the memories with this one. It wasn't. This is specifically the Six of Cups, who's in reverse. It wasn't a soul bond thing. You might have known it a long time, but you're like, you don't have so much sweet nostalgia with it. No. You don't feel deeply bonded to it. No. Okay. In truth, in the expression. Mm-hmm. Not wanting to participate in this. And that was a hard truth for you. Perhaps for them too. Stability, flow, harmony, and you want to get back on that. Of course, that's always going to be a priority for Taurus. All right. But you know what? I don't disagree with that Tower. But you know, the awareness with that one, it might have taken a while to arrive. This isn't supposed to work, Taurus. We're not supposed to build into this. Don't worry about it. It releases you in so many ways, which is wonderful. But I have to insist, it was with you too to release this of your own free will too. Okay? And it still is. Okay. Crown games, right use of power. In the hand, the universe is your partner. No. Someone there finally stopped playing games. Right use of their power correctly. Crown games, the right use of power, the correct use of power. Okay. In the hand, the universe was your partner on this one. It must have been a divine moment of clarity. I want to let this go. We're not supposed to build into this, Taurus, and it's delusional to think that we could or should, or that we're supposed to remain friends. Was that what that is? A pressure to remain friends with this? Long story short, it might be too late for that. But that might be a good summary. Was there a pressure here to remain friends with this or to be cool with it, and you really just wanted to be done with it, but you didn't know how to say that? But yeah, it's kind of like we don't have a deep bond. But anyway, I'm sorry. I really want you to focus on this. I'm so curious. This is one of those times I want to take this to in-depth. I really do. This portion here is so unique. Don't get me wrong. It might be still the you that did it. You had that moment of clarity or perfect clarity or acceptance and just said, I can't give to this, not even in a friendly way anymore. But I strongly feel it's that situation that says, okay. Anyway, the universe was helping you out with this one. All right? But this is beautiful. All right. We have I, O, B. We have the dolphins. Oh, that's an easy call. It's the twin dolphins that go like so. Someone who's like you. Okay. More deeply connected. It just feels easy to connect to. Okay. And we have the Captain's Wheel, which is a combination of the Wheel of Fortune, which I've seen for you, and the World. Not here, but may as well be. So the idea is that time moves forward always, and sometimes the past catches up to us in present and still can affect us, as we saw. It's an overdue decision that caught up to you in the present. And as time moves on, doors close, doors open. And sometimes we find ourselves in the spaces in between, you know? Okay, Taurus, honey. I don't want you to see this as disappointment, because I know you have a tendency to beat yourself up. That's that pressure you have to carry too much. The fact that this kind of exited of its own free will and accord, or that situation, suggests in some way that it understood the bullshit and you didn't want to continue to be caught up in that bullshit either anymore. And it released you from it too. So it's a good thing. Towers aren't always what we think they are. In fact, more often than not, they're never what we think they are. They always do us a favor in the end. Even if it's quite shocking at the time. Unexpected. It was a good call. And I have to insist, Crown Games, it was the right use of power at the right time. Okay, I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. There you go. What's up? Show me Virgo. Oh, okay. The Lovers, so shall it be. All right, of the past, rising into the Seven of Wands, present day, Knights of Pentacles. Yeah, before you, Justice. And the outcome is the Emperor. Lots of energy there. So in the past, I see that you had a strong connection, but there was a lot of restrictions on it, Seven of Wands. You, them, the both of you. Okay. Restrictions, perhaps boundaries, sure. Standards, yes. Don't quite know. Depends. With the Lovers, they can get quite intense energies there, therefore very strong reactions. So that Seven of Wands could also be guardedness, maybe some blockage issues. We'll have to take a look. Present day, Knights of Pentacles, slowly but surely putting one foot in front of the other. Justice before you, a sense of balance, but it's strong balance though. Spiritual balance, karmic balance, if you will, and then also possibly technically legal balance as well. But it's very intense. It's a little bit more than the Six of Pentacles. Okay? A lot more quality in that Justice. The Emperor is in the outcome. Empowerment. Okay? Standing in your power. Feeling good about that. Let's take a look. I'm very curious about what's going on here. Show me the Lovers, please, and the Seven of Wands. Let's see the Lovers, please, and the Seven of Wands. The Ace of Cups, Chariot, Six of Swords. And okay, well, all right. Gosh, it's so frustrating when I see things like that, but it does happen. So yeah, this went a little more than just having defenses up and boundaries. Yeah, there were some restrictions here, all right. I don't know who prompted it, but someone put forward love and the other person rejected it. You know, I see things like this and it's so frustrating because you've heard the phrase, make it real. Okay, there's lots of ways you can make it real. One of them is emotionality or emotional presence. Somebody made it real with love. The offer of love, specifically. This is how I really feel. And the other person went, I'm out. It just got real. The lovers, can you imagine? Just got real with love. So I don't know if that was you who made it real and somebody went, I'm out. The lovers is one thing. All these chemical energies running around, that's awesome. That's the intoxicating part. That's the fun part. Oh, but it got real? Oh no. So I don't know if it's you made it real or you were on the receiving end of someone having made it real, but you know, someone did a no response, I'm out, I can't be here right now. It's not real for me like that. I don't want to make it real like that. I can't show up for that. No. I just wanted the fun part. And the other person kind of went fuck you in response, and you know, yeah. So I am sorry. It hurts. It sucks. You know, and unless you're the one who didn't want to make it real, in which case I understand that you lost the intensity of that connection, and I don't know. I don't quite know. Somebody couldn't stand up in those same feelings, and the other person's reaction was, well, I'm out of here. Or fuck off, or something like that. Okay. Somebody just wanted to keep a surface balance where everything was cool. You know? Knights of Pentacles. Oh, but it wasn't cool. There was too much hot energy in there for it to just be cool. It couldn't be a practical balance by definition. It just couldn't. I see people try all the time, you know? It's because of those intense feelings, because of the intense attraction, because of all those those energies running around that people are like, I can balance this, I can make it work, but it's Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles is never going to quite cut the mustard on that one, you know? Knights of Pentacles. All right. And in present day, we find you the Six of Pentacles once more, the Empress, and the Nine of Wands. Reality, you're showing me that you are, contractually speaking, currently involved with somebody that you say is important to you, the Empress, Six of Pentacles, and you try to keep things cool with them. There is the idea of an exchange of responsibilities that we actually attach to that person in the real world. So the Emperor and Empress then do qualify for Six of Pentacles, absolutely. These are the people we depend upon for everyday realities, or we give them rather large roles and assignments for fulfillment. So I don't quite know who that is to you, but you seem to be on a steady path with them. But sometimes it gets rough in there, Nine of Wands. Sometimes it gets frustrating. Sometimes the energies and the everyday realities are not very smooth. It's not always fun, it's not always pleasant, and somebody can be a little rough around the edges in terms of expectations and fulfilling their end of the bargain, if you will, or fulfilling their role. Yeah, it can get a little rough in there sometimes. Particularly where it concerns somebody's sense of role fulfillment. like, stop asking me to do so much. I don't know where that's coming from. Not everybody's in this balance is their most generous self. just kind of happy, get to it kind of energies. It can get rough in there, but you're on that path. Knights of Pentacles, all right? Okay. Okay. So I don't know how far back in the past this was. I'm seeing a transition, kind of like in slides, you know, as in PowerPoints or in movies, where that's kind of your past that was moved on from some time ago. So I don't know how long you've been balancing with your 3D person here, but it's at a very familiar pace. Okay? Justice, what's up? Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. There's fear here. There's concern about authentic balance. Are we ever going to get on the same page? Because you don't just want things to be contractually comfortable on the surface. You want them to be spiritually correct as well. And there's issues with that. Page of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, the Nine of Swords. You know, the resistance comes up every now and again as a point of concern for you. Right here, as I see it attached to the Empress. You know things aren't always so smooth, and you can't help but wonder about the fairness. You know, we make it work, but does that mean it's fair? Because there is some concern here around that resistance. It's hard sometimes. It's very hard sometimes. Is this correct? There is a lot of concern here around correctness. Because you're appreciating the difference between Six of Pentacles, balance and correctness, versus spiritual correctness between myself and this person. Why is there so much resistance here? Why does it get rough so much? Am I with the correct energy? Am I with the correct situation? Am I with the correct person? Because I got to be honest with you. It doesn't always feel so good or satisfying or correct. Okay. The Emperor. I think those are realistic concerns you have based on real evidence that you see, to be fair. Here's the real evidence, and here's therefore the realistic concern. But nonetheless, I see you carry forward. I see you carry on. Okay? The Emperor. The Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Wands, and the World. Okay, well, I don't know what that means for you in the long term. But I have to say, even at face value, it still improves your energy somewhat. Although that's a hard thing to look at. The Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Wands. The last time we saw the Seven of Wands was right here. Okay? As it connected to that lover. It's the Wheel of Fortune there, Seven of Wands, the World. I really wish that cycle hadn't closed. And that doesn't mean you're obligated to do anything with that thought or that feeling. It's a little bit more of a connectedness to time catching up with us and looking back on our past and what happened. And but there is a kind of strong inner reflection that says, looking back on it, that cycle with that lover, when things got real, via love. Okay. I wish it had closed out. I wish it was mine. I wish it was with me. Because, and that's what seems to give you that upper inflection of energy with the Emperor there, is knowing that love in some way, even if it wasn't made good upon, knowing that it was there for you. And it seemed to be strong as hell for at least one person. But it wasn't made good on. by you or them. It was put on the table. It was put down as a declarative. This is my feeling. I love you. Or I'm in love with you. And as soon as somebody had an allergic reaction, they were out. Okay. So I can kind of see then how it gives you a boost as Emperor. It's like knowing that existed makes us feel strong. It puts us into this kind of grace of energy of inner empowerment, knowing what was or was once felt. And I see why it's in comparison to this, which is there, but you often wonder about, why is it, shouldn't it be easier than this? They have the assignment of Empress, but by God, they struggled to live up to that. Constant resistance to the most basic of fulfillment, responsibilities, obligations. Where's the love? And I know that's on your mind. That's, guys, I know it's comparison, and we think about that cycle ending. But yes, I can tell you love was present. Love was very real. It was very real in the past, and I know you think about it. But that doesn't obligate you to do anything, I don't know what you'll do with that reflection, specifically that feeling. And it will be a strong feeling. There will be spiritual insight in that and all that jazz. But again, you're not obligated to do anything with it, but I can see how it gives you chin up kind of feeling. And what you do with it, I don't know. Learn from the past. And that way you'll understand what's right for you as you move along in this thing called life, which is not easy. No. Closed off, guarded resistance. Somebody was, in the past. I see that. As soon as it got real, somebody fucked off. I can't be here. Whatever. That's not love. That wall went up real fast. Or I'm just not here right now. Six of Swords. I'm not here right now. I couldn't receive your message of love. I'm not here right now. I'm not here right now. It's no. Resistance, guarded, closed off. Back then, yes, I see so. Either you or them. And the masculine was closed off, guarded, resisting. Yeah. Yeah. There was... I see. The illusion was broken. It flew out in reverse. Confusion, illusion. For some of you, by the way, Virgo might be your Neptune placement, but confusion, there was no more illusion at that point, or we couldn't keep playing into it. It was just a really fun chemistry-based reaction where it was just all sexy energy all the time, or it was just fun, it's exciting, it's whatever. No. We had to take off those rose-colored glasses, see things for what they were. The illusion couldn't keep riding, the fantasy couldn't keep riding, that it was real, and whatever that connection was had real consequences. The biggest one by far being love, a lot of it. But yeah, it's... I got it. Somebody does. Somebody needs to get it, or they get it. Star in the sky, limitless possibility. Yeah. 56, the wall, obstacles. And there's a lot of people in this world, they stop at the wall. As soon as they hit the wall, they're done. They say it's an obstacle that cannot be overcome. There's other people who see limitless possibility. The stars are for us to look at but never really reach, and that's what keeps us going. We can imagine so much more. Do you see the stars in the sky? Or do you stop at the nearest wall and say, well, that's that, and it's done? 51, 56. Okay. All right. It is open-ended. That's tarot, guys. Real tarot's real life, and I know it pisses people off, but I have literally read comments. I cannot begin to impress this upon you. This is how finite human thinking is. Just tell me what to do. Why couldn't you just show me the outcome? Because you need to live your fucking life. Do not watch tarot expecting some tarot person to tell you what you're supposed to do. Even when I see absolutes, like, you are absolutely going to end this. Other people are like, well, that's not me, though. And that's correct. I don't know what you're going to do with it. I don't know if that was you who made it real or walked away from the realness. You would know. But I do know your story's not over. Letters H, Z. We have the butterfly, sign of transformation, big dollar bill, earth energy, of course. And then some of you, perhaps you thought this was just all chemistry, no realistic real world value, but it did. It had a lot of value. Real love was there. But I don't know. There's something here about over time you leaned in towards the practical and something that you could see. I understand. You're Virgo. Okay. I don't know. But we've transformed some of that more practical thinking, some of that more earthbound thinking for some of you. All right. At the end of the day, I hope this helps you. I do. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, what's up? Ooh. Show me, Capricorn. All right, past. Six of Cups, rising into the Seven of Cups, present day, Queen of Cups. Wow. And before you, the Ace of Cups. Ace of Swords in the outcome. Gosh. Things were moving along, huh? Until they weren't. So Six of Cups in the past, Seven of Cups rising into that. So, you know, there is a connection here that's precious to you, and you've known them a long time. Could be a soul bond, sure. Even if you don't believe in that, a lot of memories in there. So much time spent with this person that you have developed that unique connection there. You two just kind of understand each other in your own way. And Seven of Cups, you know, you were open to this for a long time. Explored emotions in that connection for a long time. Available to it for a long time. Queen of Cups with you today. There's a strong sense of emotional presence with you today. And openness. Okay? I'm very curious to see what your heart says. Because over here in the future, Eight of Cups, Eight of Swords. There is, perhaps it's fear of the mind, perhaps it's truth that you have yet to fully discover, that you're not so present towards this like you used to be, or available to it like you used to be. Six of Cups, Seven of Cups, what's going on? I don't know who this is to you, but you spent a lot of your personal history being open to them. Let's be clear about that. Exploring feelings, understanding each other. So it may not be a romantic person, but it seems like we've known them forever and a day. Seven of Wands, Queen of Cups, the Star. You were very defensive of this one. Your heart was defensive. It insisted on being there for this connection to this person. You wouldn't hear anything about it. You always kept yourself open to this particular person. You gave them a great deal of emotional reassurance. It meant a lot to you. But you were almost defensive about it. It's almost like if you were trying to put it in context of explaining to someone else, I love them and that's all I knew. And I care about them, that's all I knew. So I insisted on staying in there, and I insisted on being open to this person, where perhaps others wouldn't, but I did. I was insistent. I wanted to. I chose that. My heart chose that. It's what I wished for. It was important to me. And that's how you're explaining it to me. You were always open towards this person. You always heard them out, and you loved them, and you supported them unconditionally. Okay. Queen of Cups, present day. Five of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and Three of Wands. Okay. It's interesting. Five of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Three of Wands, and now there's this feeling of I've waited too long for this to be returned to me or given back to me. Five of Pentacles, Two of Swords. You're not as confident as you once were. Nowhere near it. The past is the past. You chose what you chose, right? Your heart chose this person. I don't know under what capacity. This might be that one person that no one else bonded to them quite like you did. And that could be under the context of family, of friends too, acquaintances. I don't know, but you always stood up for them. Your heart did, repeatedly. And that was such a comfortable choice for you. You really believed in this connection and remaining open to it specifically. You said that was your dream, that was your desire, that was your wish. And now you're saying time has passed and you don't quite feel the same. You're saying there's distance between us, either real or emotional distance. That could be physical distance, what I mean by real distance. And you don't feel it's returned to you anymore. Five of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and that confuses you because once upon a time, your heart would throw down for this person without apology. And it's saying, this is what I choose to defend. This is the person I choose to love. That's it. I won't hear anything to the contrary. You showed this person a lot of emotional loyalty. And, of course, reasonably now you question that loyalty because you're like, I've waited so long for it to be returned to me or shown back to me in some way, and I have no proof of it. Two of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and it's like, I need them now, and they don't show up. My heart's over here hurting, and I could do with that love and support I showed them for years, and they're not there. There's a distinct lack of person there when you need them the most. When you need all that emotional energy you invested returned to you in some way. This is why most of us choose to create our inner circles, is because we imagine it being returned to us. And it's kind of like, it's my turn now. And they left me hanging. After all those years of loyalty and love and support, I feel like I've been left hanging. I've been left out to dry. So I don't even know if it's one person at this point. It could be a couple of folks. But it's like, no one's over here showing me this love and support. Why is that? Yeah, well, I don't blame you for questioning it. I don't even see it as a fear that's gone out of hand. I think you have reason to believe that you should emotionally detach from this or any expectation from it. Yeah. Sometimes the Eight of Swords is just fear of the mind, and we're not in a position to address it, confront ourselves, and so it gets out of hand. It gets out of proportion. And then sometimes we have reasonable fears based on real evidence, and you have real evidence. Your heart's hurting, and you are confused why no one has shown up to help you. to be honest with you, you look alone in a time where you shouldn't be, perhaps. It's occurred to you. Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Am I making this up, or should I walk from this? Oh, you have evidence. I'm not saying you don't. I don't know. The thing is it excusable? Because you are hurt. But is it reasonable? Is it excusable? Is there a reason why people aren't showing up for you? At least that one connection. Three of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Three of Swords. Yeah, it hurts. You're kind of showing me, okay, if I'm going to be on my own, I'm going to be on my own then. Three of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, the Three of Swords. It hurts. You are disappointed. You are disappointed because whatever this friendship or partnership is, it's not the support you need when you needed it. And it's like after your defensive stance for years on maintaining this relationship and being open towards it and available to it, it's that time where it should be returned to you, and it's not. So I'm not saying it's an unforgivable situation. That's for you to figure out. What you are showing me is correct. I think you need to back away from this idea of emotional attachment to them or expecting anything from them at this time. And I'm sorry it's not being returned to you when you need it the most. I am sorry that they are letting you down and disappointing you this hard, because that's clearly what's going on here. But yes, you are correct in that you should emotionally detach from any sort of expectation from this. And what happens after that, that's another topic for another day. In terms, do you completely shut down this, whatever this is, never talk to it again? Or do you try to sort out with it later and figure it out later? But in terms of expecting anything further from this at this time, no. And if there's a physical distance there, I think I would be seeing a lot more allowance from you in terms of not just here's why, but I still have some good feeling for this. I don't think you're on an island 5,000 miles away from whoever this is. No, this has critically hurt you and disappointed you. I'm kind of taking physical distance out of it. It's still not showing up for you in the way that you had expected and invested in it for years, or perhaps it's multiple people. So I'm actually disappointed on your behalf, and that, honey, I'm so sorry. But yes, I think you expecting any more from this, at least at this time, is reasonable. And I would just say, what you expected was a healthy thing. You expected a healthy return on your emotional investments. Yes. They weren't met. So that's something that you need to think about in terms of that loyalty and how you show up for these people in future, or at least one person in future, if you choose to at all. Okay. But it looks like you have to work through this in the absence of whomever's energy. And for some of you, it may not even be an actual issue in your life. It could be that you're just lonely. It could be loneliness too. And you might have expressed that, and they're like, well, I'm sorry. I don't know. But yeah, that's a very disappointing friendship, and it hurts you a great deal. It's hurting you. This is your reading for now, not your reading forever. I want to emphasize that. Cappy, honey. Okay? I strongly feel it was related. Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. Where did it go? To a home dynamic. It was right freaking there. Oh, okay, I guess I was meant to drop it then. The lack of commitment to this at the emotional level, the family level, it's high for you. It does feel kind of like a betrayal. At least, I don't know. You just needed them. That's all I know. I don't know what your circumstances were. You just needed them. There's a lack of commitment or faith. After you put so much into them, You got to ask yourself, is this person really family to you then? Take blood relationship out of it. Are they family? Storm, unexpected. Well, okay. If something happened, let's say you got into, okay, I'm not actually stating this as an occurrence or an impression. Okay? Noted. But let's say, God forbid, there was a car accident and you want someone there. You're shocked. It was a disruptive event. And they're like, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Or they don't see it as a big deal. Or it's like, well, and that involves me how? Or you expect me to do what? Problem. Okay, again, that was an example, not an impression. I'm very clear about my impressions, because I will tell you it's an impression. Lost in space, needing direction, 36. Yeah, I know you feel adrift right now. I don't blame you. That's part of the disillusionment here with the partial tower, is that you can't believe this non-response, this lack of support. I know, it feels like you're lost in space right now. Number 29, horned cactus, resourcefulness. I know you're resourceful. Whatever this is, I have no doubt you'll work through it. That's not the fucking point. That wasn't the point, was it, Cappy? No, that wasn't the point. You can get through anything. What are the point of these personal relationships, however? Okay? Yeah, I know you're very resourceful. Whatever this is, physically, technically, you'll work through it. I know. You're very resourceful. There you are. But I tell you what, there are consequences in that. And if you're a little more prickly, a little more standoffish, a little bit more you, that's, well, that's not a coincidence, is it? Okay. H, Z. We have the infinity loop, soul bonds. You know, make sure it gets back to you appropriately. You should be getting back what you put into it. Okay? That's the difference between a good, healthy soul bond and one that's not so good, and it needs more work. But work on their time, not yours. And then we have the medallion of Taurus and Aries. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their seasons might be important to you. Capricorn, honey, I do hope this helped you. Okay? Especially for the Capricorn I'm looking at now. You're getting the lay of the land now. You're assessing the situation, experiencing it now. You will have a long-term perspective, thought, or feeling on this later. But for now, I'm glad that you are better appreciating what's actually going on. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, what's up? Show me, Scorpio. All right, past, 3 cups, rising into the Knight of Wands, present day 10 of Wands, before you 6 of Swords, outcome is the Page of Wands. Well, it's a very simple kind of story arc today, but still, if it's the right thing for you to do, then it's the right thing for you to do. There really isn't too many ifs, ands, or buts about it. You would know best if you should be connecting to this or not. And I can see in the past that you did, and it felt lovely and light. That's the way these things are. 3 cups, Knight of Wands. That's a perfectly normal combination of energies. You know, I see you connecting at the social, emotional level, and it felt good. It felt good. It turned you on. You got excited by it, and that's normal. That's how these things go at the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning, they make sense. Yeah, it felt good. It turned you on. It excited you. So you did it. You connected. With new people, or you reconnected with people you had started to become familiar with, and it just felt good. It felt good. You felt alive in the past. And the 10 of Wands, though, not so much these days. These days it's heavy. Very heavy. Okay? We'll see why. I'll try to. But in future, and this is where I really like to impress a critical point upon people, you choose. Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. For any questions around that, please refer to the description box. I see you choosing to leave. Okay? For many of you, it hasn't happened yet. For others of you, you're on the brink of it. For others of you, you just started the process. It's up to you. This may not be your reading, so don't forget that. People get so upset when I point out the obvious, and that's all I can do. I'm not telling you what to do. I point out what's here. Okay? No, I'm serious. I get very strong reactions when I see people move on, and it's in future context. I would never. So says you. Okay? If that's true for you, then so says you. Or so says you now. But once more, it may not be your reading. Page of Wands in the outcome. Opening up in the smallest of ways, possibly in a new direction. Okay? But yeah. Three of Cups, Knight of Wands in the past. Whatever that is, looks fun. But perhaps at some point it stopped being fun. Who knows? Perhaps at some point you realized playtime was just playtime. Page of Cups, the Hanged Man, Seven of Pentacles. Oh, you had been reconnecting to this for a while. You had lots of time to think about it. Oh, oodles. And that's in the past once more. You've had so much time to think on this, about how you opened your heart towards what looks like reconnections over and over again with at least one other person, at least one other cup. And you actually have a platform of experience with it, Seven of Pentacles, that got stretched out. So it was some fun, stretched out over time. But then you saw for yourself how your heart was opening up to this in a particular direction. Okay. But on the surface, it was very light, but man, you had so much time to think about it. A lot of time. And the Seven of Pentacles is a tricky thing. You see growth, but at some point the growth stops. It's almost like you're looking at this from the Hanged Man and saying, whatever this is, I'm very familiar with it. I reconnected to it consciously because it felt good. But it seems to have a limited emotional experience. You're like, I have a lot of proof. No matter how good it feels, to me, it still remains a limited emotional experience. Is that what I want? Is that what I want to experience in return? Okay. Is this good enough? See, like I said, you've had a lot of time to think about it with the Hanged Man there. Ten of Wands with you in present day. I don't see any absolutes for you. I see you contemplating that, those thoughts, those feelings. Ten of Wands, present day. Ten of Swords, there it is, Justice. And the Ace of Cups, it's kind of like saying I'm not doing my heart any good. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment after what I've seen for you. And that Hanged Man can be so insightful. It can, and don't get me wrong, People often use the Hanged Man in a passive way, and so the Hanged Man will tell me absolutely nothing. And there's other times it can be very insightful, what we've been contemplating while we have the forefront of our energies and what we're doing in the 3D. Then we see the deeper contemplation, okay, the inner workings. And you had some good ones there. And the Ten of Wands, the heaviness of this sits with you now. Ten of Swords, Justice, Ace of Cups. It's like, this is not doing my beautiful heart any good. You're like, I'm not really into limited emotional experiences, especially stretched out over a long period of time. And all I have to show for it is this lousy t-shirt that is the Three of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So again, Three of Cups and the Knight of Wands is beautiful at the beginning. It's so light and easy to connect to, and it's fun and it's passionate, and you're just getting to connect with somebody or reconnect with somebody, and it starts to feel good, but it's not sustainable. The whole point of that connectivity is to see if it can be taken further. That's why it was under evaluation. Does this have any more growth potential? Because it seems to have stopped. It doesn't seem to change. It doesn't move. It doesn't have any more emotional depth today than it did 5-7 years ago, because that's a while. You know? So it stopped being fun. It stopped being light. It's like, it shouldn't be light anymore, though. There should be depths to this. There should be emotional loyalty to this. There should be, well, frankly, I should just have more to show for it. It's not really, playtime's over. That's all you're telling me is playtime's over. I don't want to play with this anymore, because that's all it is play. It's a bunch of play stretched out over time. Seven of Pentacles. Play gets old. Okay? Yeah. It looked fun up until you realized you weren't having fun anymore. Okay. It's like, my heart's too big for this. What I feel is too big for this. And you're right, it is. You have this big, beautiful heart, and you're like, I did myself injustice by participating in this. You're like, this is not who I am. It was fun, but not really. It was fun while it lasted. That's still not correct. It was fun in the beginning. Yeah, that's when it was fun. It was in the beginning. But I'm really doing my heart a disservice by continuing to connect at the shallow end of the pool. I don't like being at the shallow end of the pool, and I needed time to understand that. Because, yeah, it's like I said, it's beautiful, but it's not sustaining. You know, imagine going to the same limited, small pool over and over again, expecting a different swim experience. That's what was going on here. Yeah, and Ten of Wands, you were doing your heart a disservice, and that weighed on you, and weighed on you, and weighed on you, and weighed on you. And then so too, the obligation to end this, to end this, to end this. It's the only way to correct this. It's the only way to create justice for myself, is to let this go. And that weighed on you too, the responsibility of it. Because it seems that even though it was slowly built into your emotional strength for this, kind of started to build or wanted to continue to build, but you knew it wasn't going to be returned, or that it was always going to be a limited experience, and that was weighing on you. I mean, there was so much weighing on you, honey. But above all, that sense of responsibility. Fuck. I got to correct this now. But above all, I got to correct this for me. I got to go. Six of Swords. Page of Wands, I think that speaks for itself. So yes, we're going to go ahead and combine them. It really does speak for itself, guys. Once more, either A, yours, B, isn't. That's it. That's it. But I have to be honest with you, it's not just, you didn't just show me logic today. It wasn't just logic. It was a feeling of correctness. You showed me spiritual constructs of meaning and significance to you that weigh on you now. And knowing what it is that you have to do, because you feel it first, you're in tune with it first, okay? Six of Swords. There's the mental recognition, I need to leave this behind and open up to other things. Six of Swords, Page of Wands. Queen of Swords, and there's the logic. Okay, Three of Wands and the Six of Wands. You're like, I know in time, you're saying in time, I will have more confidence in this, but right now it sucks. I got to let this go. And you're saying, logically you're doing the right thing. So I kind of see you giving yourself a pep talk on your way out the door. It's like, I know I'm doing the right thing. Logically, rationally, I am doing the right thing. I don't see that just yet. Like, I don't see it just yet. But I will have confidence in my decision over time. And I also have confidence that I will open up to other things in time. Okay? I like how you approach this spiritually first, asking yourself if this is correct for me. This isn't who I am. It's really not. It's not who you are, but I know it felt good at the time. It felt good until it didn't, right? And I don't know why you hung out so long having what looks like a Dick and Jane experience with somebody. We all have our various reasons, right? A lot of people have done this, But you would know. Maybe it's because simply it was the energy you needed at the time. Maybe because it just felt fucking good. So you tried to stretch it out, make it last. And you did make it last. But at the cost of understanding it wasn't going anywhere. And that's how you were doing a disservice to you. Okay? You really emphasize correctness here. Correctness of heart. I'm causing my own grievance by holding on to this. So yeah, and then your logical, rational self kind of comes in and kicks ass and says, look, this is the right thing to do. We both know it. We both know it. We do have a talk with ourselves, don't we? We both know it, and you'll feel better about this in time. Okay, you will have other things to look forward to in time, but just let this go, Scorpio, please. Yeah, it's correct, honey. To wrap it up, it's correct. I think, and I know, you did the right thing. All right, so this is not something to feel threatened over. You were either heading this direction or you weren't. That's it, Anything else here, please? Okay, so the feminine in reverse. Okay, so that would explain quite a bit. That would explain quite a bit. We weren't listening to our intuition, not with this one. We didn't want to. That would have been terribly inconvenient. Don't waste your time with this one. It feels good now, but it won't later. That was missing. The intuitive process. And is that why you leaned in so heavily into justice and karma? It's because perhaps with this one, you weren't tuning in, or you didn't want to tune into that one. Okay? Intuitively, I feel like if I keep connecting to you, it's going to be a fucking shit show. That's inconvenient. I don't want to hear that. So, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And you had that epiphany and that breakthrough. All right? And you will continue to have more. I promise. But you had that much needed insight, that sense of correctness. It allowed you to break through. Okay? And get through the other side. Make the complete circuit to allow yourself to leave this. The Feast of Plenty, 20. The Two of Swords. Choices and their consequences. Yeah. Yeah. Choices and their consequences. In the absence of your intuition on this one, I like how you saved your logic and reasoning for last. But in the absence of feeling your intuition on this one, I'm telling you it was inconvenient. You didn't want to hear it. You defaulted to karma. Decision making. Is this what's best for me? Or am I causing my own pain here? Am I causing my own demise? Number 20, Feast of Plenty, choices and their consequences. And that's what you tallied into. And you will continue to tally into. But number 20. Okay. Which I believe also lines up to the power number of Judgment. Oh, I don't know, honey. I haven't had my second cup of coffee. And right now, I'm leaning into some dangerous territory. And I decided to take you with me. choices and their consequences. Okay, we have Z, T, G. We have the medallion of Virgo. You might have some very strong Virgo in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their season might be important to you. Then we have the unicorn in reverse. Yeah, but you knew that. You knew you weren't listening to yourself on this one. You knew in some way, while it felt good to you, that doesn't mean whatever this was special. In fact, I hate to use the word common, but it actually looks like quite common thing that made you feel good. Made you feel good. But it wouldn't, I mean, no, you did your damnedest to make it sustain, but it wouldn't grow either. So it stayed right where it was. But yeah, this wasn't special. It wasn't unique. It was common. It was a common thing. It happens, like I said, to a lot of people. You know. But sometimes it's not till we fuck around that we find out. All right, Scorpio honey. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, what's up? Show me, Pisces. All right, past, devil. Rising into the Ten of Swords. Oh, thank goodness. That's like we got to take the pressure off that valve. The Hermit's in present day. Before you, Page of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles is, I know that looks like negative. So just a reminder to people, take what resonates, leave it does not. If it's not you, it's not you. Check out your other placements. But yeah, I can see where this Pisces is going through it, but you're in a space of recovery. Okay. Devil. Now in the past, Ten of Swords, oh my, we had an intense fear of an ending and pain of an ending. We were terrified of an ending and being hurt. Oh my gosh. It's like it's the worst case scenario to be hurt by this or to have this end. I can't have it, I can't have it, I can't have it, I can't have it. And so because the devil told you to avoid that pain and ending at all costs, I'm sure that you did at all costs. I don't know how much it cost you. Maybe you'll show me. But you're in a place of recovery now. The Hermit. Walking the path of enlightenment. Adding to your book of wisdom. Feeling better. More enlightened. Better equipped. Okay. Page of Swords before you in future, Five of Pentacles. There's a small observation here about breakage and abandonment. You're learning about it. You just started the process for some of you, or you have just kind of started to turn your mind's eye to the deeper issue about why this happened. Okay? But we're gaining new insights about abandonment and what does that mean? Breakage and what does that mean? Being left out in the cold, if you will. What does that mean? Okay? Looking at that more deeply. Okay? All right. Oof. Let's take a look at it. Devil, Ten of Swords. Oh, the Star, the Three of Wands, Seven of Cups. Oh, man. You told yourself this is what you wanted. This was your highest of highs in terms of your dreams and your desires and your wishes. It was the pinnacle of your desire, your hopes. It's like, I have to keep this together. I don't care how long it takes. Three of Wands, Seven of Cups. I will keep myself open to this indefinitely. If I need to wait on it, then I'll wait on it. If I need to show it emotion, I'll show it emotion. But I have to make it clear that I'm available to this always. I'm not saying that's what you have to do. I'm saying this is what this Pisces has already experienced. Okay? So you're showing me very positive cards here. Seven of Cups, Three of Wands, the Star. It's like, you know what? Good things take time. It takes time for dreams to come true. I have to be willing to be available and open to it in order to make those dreams happen. But behind that is the pressure of the devil and the Ten of Swords. Your willingness to see this as the end-all be-all was coming from a bad place. And the devil, the Ten of Swords, basically dictating that desire. You have to keep this together. If there's an ending, it will hurt, Pisces, and you can't handle it. You know that. So what you're going to do is you're going to desire this to keep it together out of fear, not out of love. Okay? Because if you really loved yourself, right, you might actually let this go. And the devil can't have that. So you gave this a lot of meaning and context that it didn't deserve. Okay? Whatever this was didn't deserve those energies. I hope you know that now. But at the time, I know it made sense to you. You're on a journey about learning the principles of abandonment. This is going to make so much more sense to you in future. The fear of abandonment, the fear of endings, the fear of pain is enough that people will turn around and deliberately put more of their best self into something that is very negative. Okay? Because we have some unresolved fears in us about the past and what happened back there. Okay? I'm not trying to make it all heavy today, honey, but that's a lot to unpack as you are learning for yourself. Once more, either yours or not yours. It's that simple. Ooh, but that's a lot today, Pisces, honey. I wish I could give you more of my attention and give you a full in-depth. I would love to do that. Because you deserve it, so that's what I want you to do. I want you to treat yourself like an in-depth reading. Give yourself the extra energy and attention that you need to get the wisdom and insight that you need so that shit like this will never happen again. Okay. You're going to learn only so much from tarot cards. Okay. The Hermit. Nine of Cups, Four of Wands, and Page of Wands. You are learning a lot about what healthy relationships are, and that they should be a good reflection of you and how you love yourself, first and foremost. That was easy call. That was an easy call. That was a super easy peasy call right there. Yeah. That's all learning. That's all insight now about what a healthy, stable relationship should look like, and more to the point, feel like. It should make you feel emotionally involved, committed, and invested for the right reasons. Okay? Yeah, you see that for yourself. You see where you're coming from in the past. Okay? You have a much stronger aptitude for where you should be or where you will be in future, and it begins now. Okay? But yes, absolutely. That's dead on. That's bang on. That's what you're learning now. You see it for yourself now. Commitment, stability should be based on, oh, this is good for me, and I can also, P.S., contribute to this in a healthy way too. Learning about that. You're getting that insight now. Page of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Now, mind you, we need to learn. We need to learn more about the fear of abandonment, lest we be subject to it again. Seven of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and the Hierophant. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and then the Hierophant. We have some low insights about commitment. And we're just, again, Page of Swords is so small. It's barely a dot on your map, but we're just beginning to learn about abandonment, where that comes from. And for many of you, that's from having seen or participated in or bear witness to commitments that were emotionally unstable, okay, but they were cultivated so far for so long, and they just kind of got used to it, or people misconstrued their idea of commitment for this sense of false safety and security when it was anything but. But yeah. There is a lot of ideas around you just kind of stick to it even if it makes you unhappy. And these are false concepts that were built into heavily from your perspective that you're just now learning about in the future. It's going to be part of your healing package. Okay. But yeah, we have some very, at our core of who we are for the Pisces I'm looking at, we have some very unhappy ideas about commitment. So it's like the more unhappy it is, the more it must be a commitment. Or the more obligated I am to hold on to it, even if it runs contrary to my best interest, even if it hurts me. And that's false commitment. And that's where a lot of people get this idea of fear of endings, because that means in some way I failed my commitment. No. How are we failing ourselves? By allowing ourselves to stay, using any justification necessary. Okay? But a lot of you learned, and you have to unlearn this, that commitment's supposed to be unhappy. How else do you know that you're committed? And that's what looked like a safe structure for many of you. You know? We're just now starting to learn. Honey, you barely... I'm barely looking at it. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more under it. You know? But again, the emphasis is here at the pinnacle of healing, which has just started for you. So do you see the reflection? Learning about what healthy relationship is, how it should include one's positive sense of self. Okay? And how it should not look like this or feel like this. Do you see the contrast? You're even showing it to yourself. Pisces this, Pisces not that. Okay? I know it doesn't look like much, but it's a start. And it's the start you needed. Because I tell you what, take your past as a reference point. If I could have this kind of reaction, okay, to that kind of connection, it stands to reason I could do it again. I don't want that. Right? Tell yourself, I don't want that. Ever again. I will learn because I refuse to fail. I will never pin my highest desires, hopes, or just keep myself continuously emotionally available to a jackass situation ever again. I will refuse to play pin the tail on the donkey, because guess what? I was the donkey. I won't do it again. So make sure you learn. Learn it once so you don't have to learn it twice. That's the rule. I really feel for some of you, this might have been your first major commitment. Okay? Because it seems to me you're learning a lot of new, what almost looks like raw material. Particularly in reflection of the past, where it's coming from, abandonment issues, and this was your first fear-based response that kind of kept you in check. So anyway, there's so much more to do, okay? And for those of you who are like, I'm not, to be clear, I'm not looking at a Pisces who's pining for a new relationship to fix their sense of self. Good, thank you. You had, because when I see shit like this go down and someone's automatically, I want love and that'll fix all my problems. Oh, you're headed for your second round, baby. You're headed for your second judgment. You don't even know it yet. You fool. Calm down. Take a look at shit and why it broke down. Why did it break you down? And then, okay, after some insights that you can apply with a certain level of confidence and rationality, then you talk to me about being open again. Yeah, so good for you is my point. Good for you. I'm happy for you, especially if this was your first major commitment. I see that separation. I know, separation and longing. Even while you were separating from this, it hurt, and you, in a way, kind of longed for it. That's the devil talking, still trying to make you respond in an unhealthy way. That longing is normal, I promise you. It's a major reason why people kind of they look backwards at the past, okay? Or they feel they'll never get over it. That's that devil talking. You keep on with the separation, I promise you. It was for the good. Be present and be mindful. Gratitude, abundance, and that's exactly part of the hermit's job, is to be mindful of where you're at right now. And that will help you in the process, okay? I know, it's easy to see something like that. I have no reason to be grateful. That's what we need to fix. That's part of the thing. That's part of the abandonment issues, I promise. People who are less mindful and grateful of what they have are much more likely to play into the devil, play into abandonment, okay? Because they're always falling prey to their own desires. That's why I'm saying it's the next thing, it's the next job, it's the next person, it's the next lay, it's the next thing that will make me happy. I know it. And then they lose sense of self because they're not being grounded, okay? It's the next bottle of wine, it's the next Twinkie, it's the next smoke, it's the next fuck. You know what I'm saying? No. Fool's embrace, transmuting the pain. Very good. Good. No, that's good. That's exactly where you need to be. The fool's embrace, transmuting the pain. Fool's embrace, in other words, you're embracing yourself. I know you feel bad about this, and you might even feel foolish. Yeah, no, you're transmuting the pain right now as we speak. Well done. Stars in the sky, limitless possibility. Understand your possibility when you're completely detached from this. You don't even know what it is yet. Why would you? You've limited a lot of yourself to this and say it's the end all be all. No. It's not the ending of you. It's the making of you. You just don't know it yet. Okay? All right, D. 2 Ds. 2 Ds, T, I. We have the Pegasus with wings. You have the freedom to fly. You do, and it's a choice to use your wings. A lot of people have wings. They have no clue. Now you can fly. That means you have the right to take action, to choose, to fly in a particular direction. Okay? Key, because you have the key. Exactly. You hold the key. You're not the jailer. You're not the prisoner. But you could be either if you wanted to. But you always have the key in your pocket. Okay. We have the medallion of Sag. You might have some very strong Sag in your chart. Could be connecting to. And this season might be important to you. I am seeing the keyword here, optimist. Some of you might have an optimism, a streak of optimism that runs through you naturally. I want you to lean into that. All right, Pisces, honey, I do want this to, I hope this helps you. I said I want this to help you, and that's true too. I do want this to help you, but I hope it helps you. I do. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, what's up? Show me Cancer. Oh, happy birthday. Hopefully I haven't fallen too far off. I try to say happy birthday every, any chance I have to record. for that sign within their season. So I apologize if I've been a little off. I've had a lot going on, as many of you know. But happy birthday, Cancer, honey. I know it's hard to believe. It's oh my gosh, it's almost Leo season. What? Oh my goodness. Anyway, happy birthday. Treat yourself. All right. You're like, I have every intention to. Thank you. Or I did, and it was awesome. Good for you. No, that's wonderful. 4 Swords in the past, rising into the 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, present day. Good for you. Again. Before you, King of Swords, Ace of Pentacles in the outcome. Oh, hell yeah. Good job. You know, I distinctly remember saying that for one of your last check-ins. It's like, I'm seeing another side of you, and I'm still kind of seeing another side of you. 4 Swords, 4 Pentacles in the past. You know, you really had to learn to let something go. It was not easy at all for you. Because you spent a lot of your time trying to figure out how to hold on to a situation, place, circumstance, or person. 4 Pentacles is quite the investment. I know a lot of people don't think it is. Like, I'm just, it's just holding on. It's just holding on. Yeah, but you have to make choices to hold on. You know? I'm going to hold on to this for another week, months, seasons, years. And then you have to put energy into holding on to the thing itself. So, yeah, you actually spend quite a chunk of time, energy, effort, or possibly resources to maintain something that you're holding on to, maybe just out of stubbornness, or you don't know any better, or you just never imagined a world where you would let it go. So you've been examining that in the past. 4 Swords, and slowly but surely, you learned to lessen your grip on something. Okay? You must have got tired of holding on to it. But man, whew, that was a grip you had. But you did this quietly, I believe, on your time with the 4 Swords. You kind of quietly and privately worked through this. Okay? 8 of Cups, present day. There it is. For water signs, yeah. That's usually part 2 or 3. I think I was telling Scorpio that. The emotional detachment. And then also, for some of us, the actual physical act of walking away. Okay? There you go. You did. I don't even know what it is yet. But good for you. King of Swords, before you in future. Focus. So much focus there. We realize how much of our time frees up when we let that thing go. That investment go. Situation, place, circumstance, or person. It's like, oh my gosh, I have all this extra energy, resources now. Yeah, you do. Because you're not going like this anymore. The energy it took you to hold on to something, you can now use it to receive. And King of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, you're lining up nicely to a brand new beginning. Okay? So that's wonderful. 4 Swords, 4 Pentacles. Mm-mm. 3 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. Well, you really tried to work with that, whatever that is, and it was a joint effort. 3 of Pentacles suggests a joint effort. Friendship, partnership, collaborative effort, associate, I don't know. But 8 of Wands, 10 of Cups, you really tried to work with it. Specifically, find a place for this. In the greater scheme of things with the 10 of Cups, you really wanted this to be in your life for a long time because it meant something to you personally. Or you tried to give this a space. 10 of Cups. Okay? I'm trying to give you space in my world. I'm trying to build you into it. It either wasn't returned or reciprocated. I don't know. or as non-cooperative. But you had to kind of gently learn that over time. Okay? Perhaps it simply didn't have space in the inner circle as much as you might have tried to accommodate it, or whatever it is just would not build in that direction despite your intents or your efforts. Okay? But you held on to it for a long time. Okay? Trying to make that work. You know, maybe it's that you couldn't find place in their world. I don't know. But it's kind of like gently talking to yourself over time. I need to let this go. It doesn't fit. I tried to make it fit. It doesn't fit. I don't know that you tried to grow anything beyond a Three of Pentacles, but still, it was a very gentle, quiet process on your part. To let this go, rather recognizing that you needed to let it go. I see that you tried to talk with this for a long time, possibly years. Work with it for years. Be a friend to it for years. Have some sort of cooperative agreement with this person for years, but it wasn't going to shape up that way. It seems, you know? Eight of Cups, present day. Really allowing yourself to emotionally detach. Understanding, in all probability, that's what's best for you. A situation. And that it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to let people, places, things, situations go. Okay? Ace of Pentacles, there you go. Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Okay, so as you walk away, you're creating new opportunity for yourself as we speak. I can't help but think for you, this was just the ideal time. It really was the ideal time. Just as you let this go, you start to welcome new into your life. And that's beautiful. It really is. I'm very happy for you. I feel like the Ace of Pentacles has been sitting with you for a while, and it's like me letting go of whatever this is that's not working, it's not coming together, it's not cooperative, and it's not prosperous in some way. Not in your life, not in your inner circle, not in the 3D world either. You're like, that is going to allow me to focus on what does work or could potentially better work for me. And that's the absolute truth. Gosh, you know, that's wonderful. That Ace of Pentacles has been cooking for you. You've been wanting new opportunity. It's looking like it's tied to work, as in income work, job or career. You have some very strong ideas about that have been sitting with you. But again, until you freed up the space, it feels like you just didn't have permission to head in that direction. Well, you do now. You're giving yourself permission to head in that direction because you're walking away from that one. So here we have right there on the middle. As you completely detach from this, you allow yourself to move forward into your future. Do you see how that pretty much goes hand in hand right here? So that's good. I'm very happy for you. That looks like it's a good choice. I applaud your choice. It looks like, and you know this, prosperity is before you in some way. It's a good investment. It's a good call. I'm glad you're pursuing it. It looks like, frankly, this is something you could get a lot out of. Personal security aside, a strong sense of fulfillment and satisfaction too. Okay? Yeah. And I don't know if that was a job function, but it looks like a partnership that just, you were hoping it would have more meaning to you. Or just kind of like a sideways shot, shooting off the hip here in my peripheral, like 10% or less of you. This might have been somebody who in the family and friends, they worked with you via direct partnership until you understood it wasn't appropriate for them, or they shouldn't be there, or they didn't want to be there. And you tried to include them into your work world in some way. I just got to throw that out there as a possibility. Okay. Given your emphasis on the work area, but then you had that touch of personability there with the Ten of Cups. Okay. King of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and you had to learn to let that go. You know? Perhaps you had hoped more for them or from them. Or that they would, or like you started that with them, it was some sort of partnership, or they've always been there, and they just, it's like it's not right for them anymore, and I need to let that go. Or it's not right for what I'm doing, and I need to let that go. Okay? All right, yeah, Two of Cups, Knight of Cups, the Tower. Okay. Okay, I got you. That's not bad. It's just a conclusion. It's a logical conclusion. I could see where that would be like, what the fuck? But you have to put it in context to the rest of the reading. King of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles. I said that Ace of Pentacles has been sitting with you for a while. You've been wanting a new opportunity. You see it as very prosperous and frankly something that would just be a better fit to you and your lifestyle. You've already kind of acquiesced, okay, this person can't be included, or they shouldn't be, or they're just not a good fit anymore. And here's what you logically conclude for yourself in future while you pursue that Ace of Pentacles, which apparently is already in play or is about to be. So once more, congratulations to you. But logically, you conclude no more interpersonal relationships in work division, okay? Something here about that partnership who... Ten of Cups, more meaning and significance attached to it, that you're like, I don't want that dynamic to occur again. I kind of just want to work independently of any emotional attachments. You feel like in some way it was holding you back. I think there's something to that, at least for you and your specific situation. Yes. Being able to go into a new job, or frankly just throw yourself into the best possible contract that you're finding, because there's some good work in there. You want to do it solo without any emotional attachments, because it's kind of like I have to hold back my endeavors when I tried to include them. And that's something that you learned specifically for yourself. I'm not saying it applies to everybody. I know lots of people who work with their friends and their families, and they make it work, and it's a legacy thing, and it goes on and on and on. For you specifically, you're saying what's right for you. In terms of getting the best quality from your work experience, your career, or your new opportunity, you will not take pre-existing emotional attachments with you or try to include them. You're saying, I get more done without them. And I think that's very honest of you. And I think that was, maybe that was part of your Four Swords, the healing you needed, just a little bit more insight. Because I have to tell you, when you walk, it was quite distinct. Okay, you really let that go. But then you saw the advantage of it. Now that I'm not trying to include that or make it work with them, I actually can pursue as much work as I want, unimpeded. There's something to that, isn't there? I kind of agree. I'm a fly solo. Don't get me wrong. I have to check in like everybody does. We all have a boss. I am my own boss in many respects, but I still have other people I often need to answer to, and that includes colleagues. So, but I expect though to be on my own. Leave me alone to do my job. But I'm not trying to take somebody on with me while I write my words. You know, you see what I'm saying? No. Oh my God, no. That would be anti-work. That would be anti-progress. But you know, my point is that's a conclusion that's right for you. Okay, I don't want to take any pre-existing emotional and that. It's like in some way, in some small way, you admit to yourself that might have been holding me back. I might have gotten more done without them. So I'm not saying it's wrong. That's just what's right for you. And they even admit, you know, the fact that you kind of had to coax them to work with you for as long as you did, that suggests they're either not very good at it, they didn't have much to contribute as you did, or they just really don't want to be there, and you had to learn to let that go. And that's okay. That's what's right for them. All right? Anyway, good reading. And because you're one of the few signs that has actually shown me work elements, I'm going to pull you some career cards. Yay! I don't get to. I knew I was going to say that. Higher self, hierophant activation. Yeah. No. I think what you're showing me here is the activation of a new core belief. Long story short, and it's a good one for you. You can kind of get more done in the absence of emotional attachments being carried with you. Okay, literally, physically at work. And you still believe in what you believe in, and you still believe in family, you still believe in friends. I'm not saying you're disavowing them, but it's kind of like, I don't really want those two paths to overlap again, you know. And I think that's something that you can commit to. For some of you, you're the masculine that just tried to pop out, and it transformation, Pluto. So you had a transformation of a core belief, okay? And for some of you, simply Cancer might be your Pluto placement. But transformation, there you go. We have that Scorpio. We've got some Taurus in there. You might have those very strong placements in your chart. Woo! Those two make a heck of a combination, yeah? All right. Oh, yours was interesting. It was good stuff, though. I like your insights. I really do. The jeweled web connectivity. See, it's like, man, I'm so limited here. I need to expand my network. I need to expand my connection. My work goals, number 32. With the jeweled web connectivity, part of your job is to bring people together. So the fact that you're trying to coax this person to cooperate and be part of it, it seemed to hold you back. It's like I have to do a job before I can do my job. It seems I can do a lot more not trying to coax someone along with me to cooperate with me. Okay. I can work faster, particularly in that new opportunity. Okay. But yeah, you're trying to increase your foundation, your connection, your network, your resources, your community. All right. And like I said, we got some of these for you today. Okay. That's interesting. Nutrition and crystals. All right, not what I was expecting. Some of you are trying to be very mindful of your nutrition. You conduct healing work through your culinary skills. Don't get me wrong, some of you might be in the profession of the culinary arts, absolutely. But your nutrition is important to you. That feels very specific to the person I'm looking at. You have a very specific nutrition requirements. Be mindful of that. Okay, just be mindful of that. Crystals. You got a favorite crystal? I'm like that too. Your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. Crystals. Did some of you recently get interested in crystals, particularly amethyst? You got a piece. You just, I don't know. These are supposed to be, and talk to your angels. These are supposed to be a combination of career/spiritual cards, and that's all well and good, but I was... Don't worry about it. Just ask for guidance. Talk to your angels. You know, don't worry about it. Hearts are there. I'm not seeing it either. Okay. All right. Fine. I was hoping to see like kind of what you do, but I do see you're responsible in some way for connecting people. That's as much as I saw. That could be anything. But perhaps your gig is food. Perhaps you do work in the spiritual arts. Still, it looks so solid what you do. Oh my goodness, I mean solid. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Once more, good job. C, L, J, B, D, and we have the Medallion of Taurus. Some of you might have some, oh yeah, I saw that. You might have some very strong Taurus in your chart. Could be connecting to other seasons, might be important to you. Okay, Cancer, honey, good job. And congratulations once more. And again, what you concluded for yourself is exactly that. It's a rational conclusion and one that makes perfect sense to me. It really does. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Hey, everybody. To those folks who you want to update, so you're here at the outro, which I promised myself I would keep brief. But just straight away, the donation links will continue to be posted in the description box of those disaster relief organizations that I had posted last time. They will continue to be there, and for a while. As more of everything is needed, time, energy, effort, resources, that kind of thing. But yeah, they will continue to be listed. Update. So what's going on? Well, things got a little more difficult there for a minute. As I've said, 4th of July weekend, there was a very deadly flash flood. Okay, we know that. The rain stopped for a while, and then they kind of picked back up again. So that kind of impeded the search and rescue efforts, which is why more resources are still needed. Okay. Because it's not done. We're not done. We're not done. No. But progress has been made. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I tell you what, just as things start to seem like they're going to dry up a little bit, no, the waterways, the rivers, the bodies of water that are already quite full, are already quite swollen, flooded again with the second round of rain. So that didn't help. But yeah, as of this moment, and again, these numbers are subject to change, of course. There are over 130 confirmed taken. And then what started out as a couple dozen missing has now turned into, in excess, a couple of hundred missing. Like, that is how deadly this flash flood was. A little more is discovered every day. And hopefully these families and these friends and these members of our community can continue to find peace. Okay? And closure. So that's why I continue to leave the links posted. But yeah, that's where we stand. And I know we will make progress. I appreciate you checking in. I just appreciate you checking in and wanting to know more. Okay? And just once more, for reassurance's sake, yeah, we're okay. We're okay, and we're going to be okay. And I hope you are too. Take care. Be well.